Venturini. Well, a guy that has a lot of experience in this round of championship points is Justin Allgaier. He's very calm going into today's race at Las Vegas. Now, keep in mind, he won here in the spring. He's very confident at this racetrack. And when it comes to the championship round of 4, he and Sam Mayer are the only guys left that have moved on to that round of 4 when we look at the remaining playoff drivers that are currently in it. Justin Allgaier spoke to me just moments before he got in the car. We talked about the wind today. It's very gusty today and how he's going to handle that because it's kind of an unknown. You never know when it's going to hit your car. Sometimes it pushes you, sometimes it pulls you in a certain direction. So that's going to come into play for Justin Allgaier. But he's 24 points to the good, second in points, and he feels pretty good coming into Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
Thank you very much, Brett, Heather, and Wendy Venturini. When the green comes out, we'll get into eBay stage number 1. Swapping out your tires, there's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for. From smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain, get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay, things people love.
Let's go back to Nick Yeoman. Nick, they have been working up in your end of the racetrack, but what are they working on?
Yeah, I saw some track crew members just picking stuff up off the racetrack. Again, it's very breezy, so I think some debris, some wrappers, some plastic bags blown around, and it's kind of accumulated. You've got this wall of billboards that kind of knocks anything that blows around up here down to the racetrack. So they were just out there cleaning up as we are set to go racing at one to go at the line. 26 Chevrolets, 6 Toyotas, and 6 Fords. Of course, 2 Chevrolets on the front row, and those two have been mighty hot. Of course, Justin Allgaier won this race in March. Connor Zilisch, he hasn't finished outside of the top 5 since April. They are heading into turn number 1. Sun continuing to set here in Las Vegas, Pat Patterson, as we're set to go Xfinity racing here at LVMS.
Well, Nick, my friend, I'm glad it's breezy up where you're at because it's Wizard of the Oz breezy down here on my end of the pit road, my end of the turns as well today. Just a note for everybody listening at home, out right in your car. The drivers here only get one shot to hold that wheel straight because you're always making a turn here. And that's right where they're at right now, exiting turn 2 into turn number 3. That's the only real straightaway we have out here. The rest of the time you're putting input into the wheel. That means you're using the tire up. You got to be real smart about those tires today here in Las Vegas.
Thank you, Nick Yeoman. Thank you, Dorothy, up there in turns 3 and 4 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Ross Chastain is joining us up in the booth after qualifying 15th. The driver with the best average finish in the next gen here at Las Vegas. Also a driver who smashed a watermelon here in the Xfinity Series.
That's right. That's right.
You just got to hold it down.
Okay. That's right. That's right. First time clicking the button here today. Tomorrow's my job. Today we'll see who can beat Connor Zilisch.
It's going to be a good one here. So, as that Toyota GR Supra pace car is about to make that hard left turn onto pit road, we're about to go racing here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Justin Allgaier, the pole-winning driver on the inside, teammate Connor Zilisch on the outside. We're kicking off the round of 8 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the Focused Health 302. Green flag is out. Justin Allgaier gets a big jump on his teammate. He'll drive right in front of him as they head into 1.
Yep, that opens up the bottom line for Brandon Jones to try to sweep the inside and get around Connor Zilisch. And as he digs on the bottom of turns 1 and 2, looks like he'll do it. It's Justin Allgaier leading the field here on lap 1.
Allgaier's leading the field, but he has got a lot of really fast cars behind him. They go down to the bottom of the racetrack right now. Brandon Jones holds on to that second spot. Here they come up off the corner. Allgaier in the lead.
Allgaier moves up to the outside to block Connor Zilisch. Zilisch getting some drafting help right now from Eric Almirola as they try to track down leader Justin Allgaier.
Yeah, boy, Zilisch did not get through turns 1 and 2 on the outside very well, but a strong charge in 3 and 4 has rocketed him back up to second position, about a car length behind Allgaier.
Allgaier, then another car length and a half to Zilisch, another 3 car lengths back to Almirola. It looks like that the 20 car, Brandon Jones, fades back into that 4th spot now, but he's going to be challenged by Nick Sanchez on the outside.
New challenge for second. Here comes Eric Almirola. His Toyota drives to the inside of Connor Zilisch. Almirola with the advantage as they cross the start-finish line.
Eric Almirola, the veteran, dives to the bottom of the racetrack. He is door-to-door with Zilisch. Zilisch drives it in hard, running that middle groove. They are glued together, side by side. Second, far from being decided.
They stay side by side as they work down the Nellis straightaway. Here's Almirola Almirola on the bottom. This is the battle for second. To the outside is Zilic. Zilic fades up the racetrack. Now tucks in behind him for that third spot.
Closes the door to the inside on Nick Sanchez, who's taken over the fourth spot. Zilic, though, not content to hold back in third. He goes back after Almirola in one.
Yep, Nick Sanchez with the best view of that battle as he runs in that fourth position. Everybody in the top five go to the bottom of the racetrack here as they wrap out of turn number 2, trying to go about 30 wide for about the 7th position, Pat, as they mix it up.
Well, they just about got 3 wide there for them. We're talking about Carson Quapple. He was in it down there with Jesse Love and Eckes as well. They sort that out now off the corner.
Nick Sanchez no longer in playoffs contention, but with a strong car here. He runs in fourth. Behind him, a couple of Joe Gibbs teammates. Taylor Gray putting the pressure on Brandon Jones.
Yeah, Taylor Gray right in the tire tracks of Brandon Jones as they both dive to the bottom of the racetrack in turns 1 and 2, running that 5th and 6th position up ahead of them. Nick Sanchez starting to move up the racetrack.
Yeah, he tries to move a little bit closer. Now we see a battle coming up here towards the back. Matt DiBenedetto under attack by Sam Mayer. Mayer down at the bottom of the racetrack. That's way back in the running order now.
Taylor Gray now looks to the inside of Brandon Jones. This is the battle for 5th place. At the line, on the inside, Gray will take the spot. Jones falls back in line.
Yep, Jones will get behind Gray as they enter turn number 1. Those 2 Toyotas will do a little drafting now through turns 1 and 2. They got to find another 6 car lengths to catch the top 4.
Those top 3 cars behind Justin Allgaier need to kind of get together. That would help them if they could seemingly draft and try to catch back up to the leader. Here's Allgaier midway through 3 and 4 by 10 car lengths.
Justin Allgaier enjoys a half-second advantage over Eric Almirola. Then it's Connor Zilic. Nick Sanchez, the man on the move right now. Taylor Gray, he's running in that 5th spot, continuing to close in.
Yep, already started closing in on the back of Nick Sanchez's car. It's about 4 or 5 car lengths. Again, everybody running the bottom of the racetrack. Brandon Jones, the first driver, Pat, to move upstairs. He'll try to set up Gray down the backstretch.
Wow, Taylor Gray almost got Jones out of shape there midway down the Nellis straightaway. Now it's Brandon Jones going to pick that spot back up. Taylor Gray will fall in behind him, or will he? He'll try to challenge on the bottom.
He looks at a crossover move, can't do it. They're nose to tail. Now rushing up to the outside of Taylor Gray. Christian Eckes also trying to close in. Jesse Love.
And again, this is all for the 5th position behind race leader Justin Allgaier. It's about 3 or 4 cars mixing it up. Christian Eckes, a strong charge on the inside. He gets to the side of Taylor Gray.
Eckes with that same number that went to victory lane here last year with A.J. Allmendinger. Here comes Jesse Love. He tries to get into the middle of this for about the 8th or 9th spot back there. Taylor Gray starts to work to the right side of Eckes. He gets the spot away.
Taylor Gray's able to clear him. That opens the door for Jesse Love on the bottom. Love is going to take his teammate with him, but a battle for second in front of Nick.
It wasn't much of a battle, Brad Gilly. It's Connor Zilic dicing to the inside and rocketing around Eric Almirola. He'll take that 2nd spot. Almirola tries to fight back a car length behind.
A little bit further back there. Jesse Love really on the move now as he tries to take another spot away from Taylor Gray. They get into turn at number 3. Move Love up a spot there. It's a good battle right behind them. Eckes working on the number 21 car of Austin Hill.
6 cars scrambling for the 6th position. Love has it. Then it's Gray, Eckes, Austin Hill. Ryan Sieg has joined the battle along with Carson Quapple.
Yeah, you could throw a blanket over all 6 of them. Jesse Love looking really good on the bottom. He'll find a little breathing room from Taylor Gray. Then it's Austin Hill sliding right up in front of Christian Eckes.
Eckes will go right to his bumper. Behind him is Carson Quapple. Then you've got Ryan Sieg back there as they work their way down to the very bottom of the racetrack. That's the way they'll go nose to tail off the corner.
Justin Allgaier leads as we complete lap number 10. Ross Chastain joining us up in the booth here at Las Vegas. And Ross, we're starting to see a little jockeying for position happening on the racetrack. What are these opening laps like? What do you need to accomplish?
Yeah, well, in the start is just try to keep your position, and we saw some guys fall back like on the start with Connor Zilic, and then really roll 3 and 4 really well. Eric Almirola in the 88. Both seem really equal to each other with Connor as we're side by side out of turn 4 again.
So here is Almirola trying to retake the 2nd spot from Connor Zilic. It's a game of tag between these two for the runner-up spot.
Yep, it looks like it's Zilic on the top side of the racetrack, Almirola on the bottom. Zilic with the advantage through the apex of turns 1 and 2. We'll see if he can carry that momentum and get in front of Almirola. He'll clear him off of turn 2.
Almirola will drop back about a half a car length off of Zilic. Zilic with the 2nd spot right now. Brandon Jones goes to work back there on Nick Sanchez. Sanchez drips up the racetrack. Here comes Jones on the bottom of the racetrack. They're door to door off the corner.
Brandon Jones, Nick Sanchez, they are side by side. It's a fight for fifth. Nick Sanchez is going to try and hold him off as we go down to Heather DeBow.
And Sheldon Creed started this race from the 10th position, but he's dropped 10 positions to 20th, and he told his team over the radio, I don't know why, but for whatever reason, I'm just super on top of the racetrack. So they told him to try to hang on to it as best they can, and they will work on it and take a big swing on the first pit stop.
Currently, he's running in 20th position, but again attacked inside and outside. He'll lose at least 2 more spots on that lap as we take a break from Las Vegas Motor Speedway with Justin Allgaier out front.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Oh, like replacing my bike in case of an accident?
Progressive's total loss coverage can help with that.
Great. And you also agree with me that my riding club should ride to the aquarium instead of cruising around a mountain, right?
Actually, we just do insurance. We don't vote in riding clubs.
Nice. 2 votes for the turtle exhibit.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
What are you, some kind of turtle hater?
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
Sweepstakes fans, start your entries. Visit echopark.com/speedway to enter for a chance to win a Toyota Tundra plus a brand new Thor camper. Visit echopark.com/speedway right now to drive off a winner. We've had 15 laps in the Focused Health 302. Justin Allgaier has led all 15 with 30 laps to go here in eBay stage number 1. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, this is Doug Rice at PRN. Join me every Monday night for another great episode of Fast Talk.
I watched the race on TV, and they wanted to give him the mantle of greatest of all time, and he's won 4 races in a row. And so I can't do that yet. But I do think what we're watching is a guy who's changing the sport. He's changing the way the other drivers approach road racing. He's making them study. He's making them up their game.
That's Fast Talk right here on the Performance Racing Network.
Local radio brings people together like never before.
It's a beautiful hometown weekend out there. We've got
your local stations keep you informed and involved with music, talk shows, and real-time news updates you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters, connecting you to what matters most. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress to support your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Welcome back to the Focused Health 302 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, where Justin Allgaier leads Eric Almirola, Connor Zilic in 3rd. Jesse Love just got around Brandon Jones for 4th. Moved Jones back to 5th as we go back to pit road and Wendy Venturini.
Sam Mayer could be down a cylinder. We're continuing to follow this story. Came across the radio, and that's what it sounds like. Sam Mayer in this championship hunt for the Xfinity Series. Now, I watched the engine tuner, Jeff Chandler, run atop the pit box and kind of have a long conversation with the guys on top of the pit box of what could be wrong potentially. So we'll continue to follow the story, but it could be terminal eventually where, you know, when a cylinder goes down, they're down on power, and you definitely can hear it out on the racetrack.
So Sam Mayer currently 16th. Things are tough right now for the Haas factory team. Mayer right there in 16th, maybe with a sour engine. Sheldon Creed, his engine's okay, but the handling has completely gone away. He has plummeted down to 27th, and if this race stays green in stage number 1, could be in danger of going a lap down.
Man, what a big hit. Really in a part of the playoffs where you can't afford a mulligan, and really tough. And Ross Chastain, watching this racetrack here at Vegas, you guys went out there in your cup cars. Pretty much everyone qualified middle of the bank in 1 and 2. We sort of had a mix between the white line, middle of the banking in 3 and 4. And now we're seeing this, like literally every bit of asphalt being run here today.
That's right. These Xfinity drivers are moving the lane up. We see Matt DiBenedetto running the very top of the racetrack in 3 and 4, as well as Trevor Bayne in that 24 car for Sam Hunt Racing. This track is wide. It's rubbered in everywhere. The debris will be a topic of conversation, guys. I believe that call before the race of the track crew trying to pick up the last few pieces in 1 and 2, that's going to continue to be a story throughout the day.
Jesse Love turning up on the heat on Connor Zilic for third.
He's on the bottom of the racetrack. Zilic right in the middle of the racetrack. They stay door to door now as they race off turn 4.
Coming back to the front straightaway, it's Connor Zilic on the outside, not able to carry momentum. Jesse Love has the advantage, but they'll stay door to door as they rocket back into 1.
Yeah, I don't know what the stopwatch is saying, but Jesse Love is passing the eye test as he is charging his way towards the front, running the bottom, still door to door with Connor Zilic. Now Love noses ahead for now, Pat, down the backstretch.
Love in that red and white paint scheme that you're used to seeing all year long, and Connor Zilic in that usual white and black color. Zilic really twitches and takes it up the racetrack. He's got some handling problems off turn 4.
Last lap, Jesse Love second quick. Who's first quick? His teammate Austin Hill. Hill is in a hurry to catch up to Brandon Jones. That'll be a battle for 5th.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought Austin Hill up, Mark, because he looks mighty fast as well. Needs to find about 10 car lengths to run down Brandon Jones, but right now those RCR cars looking strong. Speaking of Jones, Pat, he's trying to set up Zilic out in 3.
Yeah, again, I think Zilic is just, his car just seeming to be really tight, trying to get around this corner down here in 3 and 4. He makes it work down at the bottom of the racetrack, but guys, I think he's got a problem. Caution's out on the racetrack.
And that caution, Pat, debris in turn number 2. We had some debris in turn 2 there actually before the green flag came out, but this will bring out the first caution. Justin Allgaier has to give up a 1-second lead over Eric Almirola. Jesse Love runs in 3rd. 4th is Connor Zilic. Brandon Jones in 5th. 6th is Austin Hill. Ryan Sieg 7th. Nick Sanchez in 8th. 9th, Christian Eckes. Taylor Gray rounds out the top 10.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and we dedicate a lot of our time to going as fast as possible. My grandpa Lou is the reason why my dad and I started racing, and I'm really proud to follow in his tracks. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. I've learned a lot on this journey with my grandpa Lou, and the memories of my grandpa will always be with me. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently, experiencing problems with their memory, or having trouble with routine tasks. Talking about Alzheimer's can be really tough, but if you notice something, have a conversation with your loved one. Encourage them to see a doctor or offer to go with them. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services, make a plan for the future, and access available treatments. The Alzheimer's Association provides care, support, and research to help you take control of the situation with your family and manage the disease together. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
Under caution for the first time in the Focus Health 302, 20 laps to go in stage number 1, and just about every one of the front runners stay out. From Las Vegas Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Grab a friend and pack the cooler. Saturday Night Racing returns to North Wilkesboro Speedway October 18th for the ZMAX Cars Tour Championship. See rising stars like Keelan Harvick compete against short track racing's best in season finals for Pro Late Model, Late Model Stock, and the Smart Modified Tour. Party down North Wilkesboro style with the ZMAX Cars Tour Saturday, October 18th. For tickets, visit northwilkesborospeedway.com.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Welcome back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway alongside Ross Chastain and Mark Garrow. My name is Brad Gilley. We're going to restart with 17 laps to go here in stage number 1. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Let's get a quick sweep of pit road. First up, Brett McMillan.
The word of the day, Mark, is loose. Taylor Gray said he's really loose, especially in 3 and 4. William Swalich is really loose. And the 16 car, Christian Eckes, says he is getting looser. Heather DeBow.
And one car that came to pit was Sheldon Creed, who I mentioned was on top of the racetrack and just super loose. So they made a big chassis adjustment, wedge and track bar down. No tires there, though, for Sheldon Creed. Wendy Venturini.
No one on my end of pit road came down here, but Justin Allgaier, our leader, said 1 and 2 is good for him. He's free into 3. He did have debris on his grill for a couple laps. They were able to get off. Connor Zilic is hitting the splitter in turn 1. He said the wind is so crazy out here that he almost wrecked twice in turns 3 and 4. And Sam Mayer does have an engine issue. He is down a cylinder. He said it's not getting above 8,000 RPM when he goes down the straightaway. We will continue to follow that story as well. All playoff contenders.
5 sets of Goodyear tires for this race. 1 carried over for qualifying. 4 fresh ones. That's why you don't want to change them early. Let's give a leaderboard update brought to you by Hunt Brothers Pizza, where we love racing and we love pizza. Find your next pizza at huntbrotherspizza.com or download the Hunt Brothers Pizza app.
So with NASCAR starter Andy Ashbeck giving the 1-to-go signal, Justin Allgaier your leader, Eric Almirola second, Jesse Love third, Connor Zilic fourth. 5th, Brandon Jones. 6th, Austin Hill. Ryan Sieg 7th. 8th, Nick Sanchez. Christian Eckes 9th. Taylor Gray in 10th.
Harrison Burton runs 11th. 12th is Carson Kvapil. 13th, William Swalich. Matt DiBenedetto is 14th. Sam Mayer with that engine issue, 15th. Daniel Hemrick, 16th. 17th is Corey Day. 18th, Sammy Smith. Kyle Sieg is 19th. 20th is Jeremy Clements.
Daniel Dye, 21st. 22nd, Trevor Bayne. Jeb Burton, 23rd. 24th is Anthony Alfredo. Parker Retzlaff, 25th. Then 26th, Blaine Perkins. 27th, Brendan Poole. Josh Williams, 28th. 29th, Mason Massey. Ryan Ellis in 30th.
Garrett Smithley runs 31st. 32nd is Nick Lights. Playoffs driver Sheldon Creed. He was just on pit road. He is 33rd. 34th, Dean Thompson. Thomas Annunziata is 35th. 36th, Austin Green. Joey Gase, 37th. Mason Maggio is 38th. Again, we're going to restart with 17 laps to go here in stage number 1. And Justin Allgaier's led this entire race.
Justin Allgaier strong since the drop of the green flag. Lights are out. The Toyota GR Supra pace car. They're in front of Pat Patterson.
Yeah, and on the front row, there's Allgaier and Almirola. It's Jesse Love back there with Connor Zilic. Then you've got Austin Hill lining up against Brandon Jones. The breeze, if you're interested, it's about 35 miles an hour, and it's still hitting this end of the racetrack pretty hard as the pace car brings the field right over here in front of me in turn number 4. He'll head to the pit road. We're ready for a restart.
Headed toward the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Echo Park means every car, happy owner at Echo Park Automotive. And here we go, Justin Allgaier, the control car from the inside of Eric Almirola. Almirola does not let him get away. They'll go door to door as Jesse Love peeks to the inside of Allgaier.
Oh boy, they're going 3 wide for the race lead. Justin Allgaier just got swallowed up by Jesse Love and Eric Almirola. They'll now duel for the race lead as they roar off at turn 2.
Jesse Love to the inside, to the outside is Eric Almirola. They stay door to door. Zilic and Allgaier side by side for that second or third and fourth spot. Here comes Almirola hard up off the gas. He'll take the lead off 4.
For the first time today, we have a leader other than Justin Allgaier. It's Eric Almirola. Now Connor Zilic. Jesse Love tangled for the second spot.
Yep, Jesse Love left the bottom open, and Connor Zilic says, thank you, I'll take the second spot. Scoots around him on the inside. Brandon Jones going top shelf. He runs in the 5th position. Everybody chases Eric Almirola.
Yeah, Love forgot to shut the door. That means Allgaier's going to try to sneak through as well. He's trying to get back to the 3rd spot. Meanwhile, up front, Almirola beginning to pull away from Connor Zilic by 10 car lengths.
That battle is side by side for 3rd now. Jesse Love on the outside of Justin Allgaier. Allgaier now pulls to his door, dives almost to the apron at the start-finish line. He'll try and take that spot heading into 1.
Boy, that really choked up the field, too. Brandon Jones had to get on the brakes. Looked like Ryan Sieg had to check up. It's going to be Allgaier, though, sliding up in front of Jesse Love to take that 3rd spot.
Yeah, the big loser there was Austin Hill. He just had nowhere to go, and he gets shuffled back almost into that 10th spot there. Here comes Almirola once again off the corner here in 4.
Ryan Sieg blasts by Brandon Jones to the inside. He takes over 5th. Now it is 3 wide for that spot. Jones on the outside getting passed by Christian Eckes and Austin Hill to his inside.
Yeah, Brandon Jones going in the wrong direction as he got put 3 wide down the front straightaway. Now he sees Nick Sanchez charge to the bottom to try to take another spot away. They're door to door off of turn 2.
A pack of cars and a lot of wind heading down the back stretch here, known as the Nellis straightaway. They start to straighten it out. Austin Hill has gotten himself in front of Christian Eckes. Behind him, though, the battle rages on. Nick Sanchez in the middle of it with Sam Mayer.
That's the backslide of Brandon Jones. It continues. Nick Sanchez takes away the spot. Sam Mayer now drives to the inside of Brandon Jones. He'll try and take another spot into one.
And that's a positive news for Sam Mayer fans, because there were talks that he may be down a cylinder, but he's up in the top 10. Passing cars getting around Brandon Jones.
Connor Zilic looks now. He's got himself righted, and he's trying to hang on to the leader. Both he and Almirola, who's leading the pack down at the bottom of the racetrack, stay about 10 car lengths apart.
Eric Almirola leads him to the line with 12 laps left in eBay stage number 1. Good battle for 6th. Christian Eckes now wrestles it away from Austin Hill.
Yep, lots of good battles. Talk about that one for the race lead. That's separated by a couple car lengths. Good battle for 4th as well. Jesse Love has it. Ryan Sieg, who's had some good runs here in Vegas, he's in the top 5 looking strong.
Yeah, the Georgia native now trying to track down Jesse Love. He's about a half a car length behind him, trying to move up one more spot. A little further back there, good battle going on. Carson Quapple side by side as he tries to work off of Swalich's car.
11 to go here in stage number 1. We'll take that battle for 4th back into one with Ryan Sieg.
Yeah, Ryan Sieg searched around the racetrack, try to find the best way around Jesse Love. Love will leave the bottom of the racetrack open. Doesn't look like Sieg has the forward bite to grab that spot off of 2.
Can't get it done. He'll try to regroup down here in 3 and 4. Zilic up front in the second spot trying to track down the leader. The distance between those two about the same. About 10 car lengths back there to Justin Allgaier, and that's where you find Jesse Love.
Top 5 have broken away with 10 laps to go. Again in eBay stage number 1. Ryan Sieg in 5th, looking for his 4th straight top 10 here at Las Vegas.
Back up front, battle for the race lead. Eric Almirola running the middle of the racetrack. Connor Zilic digging hard on the bottom. That's just a 2 car length disadvantage down the back straightaway.
Down the Nellis straightaway they go. Call it 2 car lengths. About, like I said, 8 or 10 back to Allgaier. About another 6 or 7 to Jesse Love. Then down at the bottom of the racetrack, Ryan Sieg trying to hold on to that group.
If Sam Mayer's down a cylinder, you wouldn't know it on the racetrack. He dives to the inside of Nick Sanchez. He'll try and take away the A spot as they come across the start-finish line and rocket back into one.
Of course, Sam Mayer enters this round of 8 just +2, so he's got to get on his horse. That is a positive sign. Now he'll slide up in front of Nick Sanchez. Sanchez going to try the inside line as they rocket off of turn 2.
Yeah, Mayer now with about a 2 car length difference between he and Sanchez. Meanwhile, up front, once again, it's Jesse Love that's closing the distance for the 3rd place battle with Justin Allgaier.
As they come to the straight, 8 laps to go in stage number 1. The battle for 6th now heating up again. Christian Eckes feeling a lot of pressure from Austin Hill.
Yeah, Christian Eckes has had some good runs over the last month of the season, but now he is under attack as Austin Hill is right there on the back bumper. Hill actually now moves about a half a groove off the bottom of the racetrack, right on the back bumper of Christian Eckes.
They go nose to tail, and meanwhile up in front again in the top 5, here goes Jesse Love trying to make the move on Justin Allgaier. Battle for the 3rd spot. Can't quite get his nose up to the quarter panel.
7 laps to go here in stage number 1 of the Focus Tail 302, and Ross Chastain again. We're watching racing happening all over the racetrack. One thing I was trying to pay attention to, Sheldon Creed's recovered a little bit. He came down pit road, started in the mid-30s. He's only moved up to 29th. Seems like it's actually hard to get through the back of the field.
Well, he's on the same tires he started the race on, which are the same tires all of these Xfinity Series cars qualified on. So there is no tire advantage for Sheldon Creed right now.
Just has to hope the adjustments they made have improved the car at least.
That's right, but you don't get to do it with air pressure, which can be a big, big thing for these Goodyear Eagles. Just doing half pound, couple tenths of a pound, even on these style tires for these cars could be a big difference as we see a battle for 3rd place in front of Nick Yeomans.
Yeah, here comes Jesse Love. He is looking on the bottom of the racetrack, trying to get around that Branch Chevrolet of Justin Allgaier. Pat, they are even at the midway point.
RCR driver Jesse Love now trying to take advantage of Allgaier. Allgaier midway up the banking here, 20 degrees worth and now into the racetrack. Give that spot to Jesse Love.
It'll be 5 laps to go here in stage number 1, this time by Eric Almirola. Continues to lead. He's got a 7/10 second advantage over Connor Zilic.
Yeah, 7/10 of a second, and to the eye, it's about 4 or 5 car lengths. Enough breathing room for now as Zilic was putting the pressure on about 5 laps ago. Eric Almirola looking pretty comfortable, Pat, running that middle groove.
Yeah, his car, and again, having that air on the front nose is really working for him right now, and Connor Zilic doing a good job of holding on. to him. They're midway through 3 and 4 now. Good ways back to Jesse Love. Justin Allgaier in the 4th spot. Ryan Sieg. And then a battle continues there. It's Christian Eckes under attack from Austin Hill.
4 laps to go in this stage. Here is Austin Hill. He drives up to the driver's door of Eckes as they enter turn number 1.
Yeah, it's going to be a well-earned pull off of a position if Austin Hill can make this pass. Been working on Christian Eckes the last few laps. Eckes fighting back hard on the outside. Austin Hill, though, with the advantage off of 2.
Yeah, Hill gets a better exit down there in turn number 2. Slides up, takes the spot from Eckes. No change in the top 5 drivers. 6, 7 drivers. Sam Mayer doing a good job of bouncing back now. Still holding on to a spot in the top 10.
3 to go now in stage number 1. It looks like Eric Almirola's lead is starting to shrink a little bit, Nick.
Yeah, I would say Connor Zilisch starting to inch his way forward. He's got it down to about 5 car lengths. Now Almirola's moved from the middle of the racetrack down to the bottom. Lets that Toyota wash up off of turn number 2.
Eric Almirola's got a lot of experience looking out the front of the windshield. He also is really good at looking back in that mirror. He knows where Zilisch is at, and right now he's comfortably about 5 car lengths ahead of him.
2 laps left in eBay stage number 1 here at Las Vegas. Clear racetrack for the leaders to attack. Almirola 3 car lengths back. Connor Zilisch.
It's a 41-year-old versus a 19-year-old for the stage 1 win here at Las Vegas. And right now the veteran getting the better of the youngster. Almirola's advantage, though, down to about 3 car lengths as Zilisch continues to close.
A stage win to Almirola doesn't mean much, but Zilisch would sure enjoy getting that right now at the first stage here in Las Vegas. Call it about 5 car lengths, the battle between first and second. A long way back to Jesse Love.
1 to go in stage number 1 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. If Connor Zilisch can catch Eric Almirola, that's one thing. Passing him might be another. Almirola now starting to leg it out.
Yeah, it looked like he got a really nice charge off at turn number 4 and opens it up to about 6 car lengths. Connor Zilisch buries it to the bottom of the racetrack. Really drove into turn 1 hard. May pay for it a bit, though. Pat down the back straightaway. Almirola still leads.
Well, if Zilisch is going to do anything, he's going to have to send it hard into turn number 3 here to try to snatch this stage. He's not going to be able to do that. Almirola stays in the bottom, paints that bottom line, and here comes the leader off of turn 4.
Running a part-time schedule on the Xfinity Series. This is his first stage win in 2025 for Eric Almirola. He becomes the 21st driver to win a stage this season. Connor Zilisch will finish in the 2nd spot. Jesse Love 3rd. Justin Allgaier, who led the most laps in this stage, 28, will wind up 4th. 5th, Ryan Sieg. Austin Hill 6th. 7th, Christian Eckes. Sam Mayer 8th. 9th, Taylor Gray. Nick Sanchez in 10th.
Stage 1 brought to you by eBay. Swapping out your tires, there's nothing like it. With eBay, you find the feel you're looking for. From smooth highway rides to grip for rough terrain, get all the tires you need at prices you'll love. eBay, things people love.
Do you hear that? That's the sound of uncertainty lurking under your hood. You know the feeling. I know I do. That sudden sinking sensation when you see a check engine light or your car unexpectedly breaks down and you're faced with sky-high repair bills. It's time to shield against unexpected repairs with CarShield. CarShield is America's most trusted auto protection company and has an A rating with the Better Business Bureau. Don't let the fear of a breakdown keep you up at night. Trust the Shield, CarShield, and say goodbye to terrifying repair bills and hello to peace of mind. Your plan also comes with 24/7 roadside assistance, courtesy towing, rental car options, and so much more. Don't wait till it's too late. Call CarShield now before a breakdown. Protect your wallet. Protect your car with CarShield. Get our best protection ever. Call now. You'll thank me later. 800-859-0047. 800-859-0047. That's 800-859-0047.
Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. Pit Road will remain closed. When we come back, we should expect to hear pit stops at the end of eBay stage number 1. From Las Vegas Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hey, it's Charlie and Debbie, along with NASCAR legend Kyle Petty, inviting you to join us for Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown.
Each week, we'll put it in reverse and take a trip down memory lane, looking back at that week's top 20 country songs from years past.
We'll dive into what made those songs and artists move the needle, what pop culture trends made those years unique.
And you'll get to hear me tell stories only I can tell.
So don't miss Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown right here each week.
Welcome to PRN's At the Track. I'm Lenny Baticki. We are PRN's half-hour weekly show dedicated to the short track, dirt track, legends, and kart racing across the Southeast. We provide our audience with the news and insightful conversations with the newsmakers from grassroots racing. How did that help you this time to take this victory from a grassroots perspective?
I definitely felt like Martinsville was a lot harder than the other one.
That's PRN's At the Track.
So we're back at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in eBay stage number 1. Eric Almirola will win it. There were some big losers, though, in that stage. Sheldon Creed finishes in the 26th spot, and Brandon Jones free-falled at the end all the way down to 23rd.
Yeah, it kind of more interesting, honestly, Ross, to see what happened to Brandon Jones than with Sheldon Creed. We knew, as you had talked about before, he might have got an adjustment, but he didn't get tires or an air pressure adjustment at our first caution. But Brandon Jones, we were talking about him racing in the top 5, and now he finishes outside of the top 20.
Yeah, no idea if they had any contact or anything, on the outside of his car, or if it's just a handling. It fell off after that heat cycle where we had that caution about halfway through the first stage, and it just didn't take back off. But he bled spots all the way to the end, only able just to stay in front of Trevor Bayne.
14th start this year for Eric Almirola. Shouldn't be so surprised that he's up front. In the 13 starts, he's had 2 wins, 5 top 10s, 5 top 5s, 8 top 10s, 170 laps led. No surprise this veteran driver's up front challenging for the victory today.
And reunited with JGR, with Joe Gibbs Racing, a place where his career really got a really good start a long time ago, and coming back home in a lot of ways is the way he describes it, able to be back and mentor these other drivers in their Xfinity program, but also go out and execute in this car when he's in it.
Pit road will be open this time. On the restart, Ross, we saw Justin Allgaier get swallowed up. He was trying to protect the outside. That's where Eric Almirola was. Jesse Love turned to his inside. Is there any way to protect that?
He could have blocked. It was also very early. It was lap 20-something of the race, and you had the RCR teammates of Austin Hill and Jesse Love pushing, and that pushed Jesse Love by. Love not able to hold it as the pit road is open this time, and ultimately Eric got by all of them.
Guys, in that opening stage, only 4 playoff drivers scored points. Zilich 9, Love 8, Allgaier 7, 3 for Sam Mayer.
All right, Brett McMillan is going to kick things off on pit road as Eric Almirola leads a long train of cars here at the end of stage 1.
It's going to be real busy down here. Brad, we're going to have Christian Eckes comes in. He said the car was way loose, especially in 3 and 4, so they're going to have him a 4-tire change and air pressure adjustment. Also, Taylor Gray's come in. He said the car was really loose as well. They're going to focus on 3 and 4, but not going to make any adjustments. They're kind of marking time. Actually, they are going to do a track bar adjustment now. They call it an audible. They're marking time until the sun goes down. Corey Day's also getting a track bar adjustment, trying to tighten that car up. Heather DeVoe.
Austin Hill in from that 6th position, telling his team that he's really tight. He said landing to center through the corner, he could be 4 numbers freer. For our stage 1 winner, Eric Almirola, he said the balance is close, just a little loose in the rear. Wendy Venturini.
Jesse Love might actually win this race off pit road. It was 4 tires fuel. Justin Allgaier fired off without any grip. They made an air pressure adjustment with 4 tires and fuel. Connor Zilich came in 2nd. He needs security on the entry into turn 3, snug off of turn 2, and where he said there's just no grip. Air pressure adjustment for Connor Zilich.
Just barely, Jesse Love does win the drag race off of pit road with Eric Almirola. Austin Hill up 3. He was the 3rd off the pit lane. Connor Zilich down 2 to 4th. Justin Allgaier also lost a spot in 5th. The rest of the top 10 as they came off the pit lane: Sam Mayer, Ryan Sieg, William Sawalich, Nick Sanchez, and Christian Eckes.
This is Kyle Petty for Echo Park Automotive, and I'm here to tell you why you should shop Echo Park before you buy a car, truck, or SUV. Over half of inventory at Echo Park is priced below $25,000, and car for car, truck for truck, Echo Park Automotive's pricing is $3,000 less than the competition. Maybe that's why Echo Park has over 95,000 5-star reviews. Echo Park Automotive is built to make sure you drive away happy. It's even in their name. Echo Park Automotive. Every car, happy owner. The official used car dealer of Speedway Motorsports.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
Josh Williams and Nick Sanchez will have to start at the tail of the field. They were speeding on pit road. Bass Pro Shops voted America's best outdoor retailer. Your adventure starts here. We're about to get into stage number 2 of the Focused Health 302 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
No one's paying me to say this, but you've been our lifeline. We have no internet. We have no TV. We barely have cell service. I don't know how I'm able to get to you. My Wi-Fi is not working. And I have a radio, and I finally got power on, and I have it plugged in, and I could hear you. You're the only station I can get in.
Wow. Well,
That's
I'm
why
glad
we're
we're here.
So-
Wow.
The report that we got was that a severe tornado was heading right toward us. And I just want to commend you gentlemen for the job that you're doing, for keeping us informed.
I just wanted to say thank you for being on the radio and guiding us to, where we can get help.
I just want to tell you, the first thing I heard was your voices the next morning. Oh, shoot. And it made me cry. The comfort of hearing your voices.
My respiration, perspiration, and aggravation are sky high, but you guys have been the guiding light.
Your local AM station makes a difference.
One to go before we get to stage number 2 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Let's go down to Heather DeBow.
Now, you guys talked about Brandon Jones dropping to the back at the end of that stage. He was really tight, but they also noticed that they thought the right rear was going down. They did the water test on it and found a small pinhole in that 20. So not only was he tight, but a tire was going down.
Ideally, he can recover here. We're going to give you a leaderboard update brought to you by State Water Heaters. When you need a water heater, make sure you get a State. Visit statewaterheaters.com to find a professional installer near you.
Jesse Love, the leader. Eric Almirola, second. Third, Austin Hill. Fourth is Connor Zilic. Fifth, Justin Allgaier. Sixth, to start stage number 2, is Sam Mayer. Ryan Sieg, 7th. 8th, Nick Sanchez. William Sawalich, 9th. 10th, Christian Eckes.
Taylor Gray runs 11th. Carson Quapple, 12th. 13th is Daniel Dye. Brandon Jones, 14th. 15th, Daniel Hemrick. Sammy Smith, 16th. 17th, Corey Day. Harrison Burton, 18th. Sheldon Creed, 19th. Dean Thompson rounds out the top 20.
Pace car driver Jason Brownlow will take the Toyota GR Supra pace car to pit lane. They're about to enter the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. Every car happy owner at Echo Park Automotive. Green flag is back out. Stage number 2 is underway. Jesse Love with a push from Austin Hill stays door to door on the outside with Eric Almirola.
They were even at the start-finish line. They're still even into turn number 1. In fact, it was a nice shove by Austin Hill, pushing his teammate Jesse Love to potentially the race lead, but Eric Almirola is holding strong on the outside.
Side by side, door to door, as we like to say. Jesse Love on the bottom of the racetrack, Almirola to the outside. Almirola gets a little bit of a run off the hill here, but it's Love strong off the corner.
This door-to-door run goes several rows deep up front. Eric Almirola pinned to the outside door of Jesse Love. Connor Zilic now tries to make it 3 wide.
Connor Zilic had one whale of a run, but nowhere to go, so he stays in third. He'll try to run the outside, following Almirola around the outside of Jesse Love. Almirola with the race lead.
Zilic almost giving Almirola a shove. Now he's in a battle side by side for second, and Jesse Love pulls about a nose ahead here off of the bottom of the racetrack. Zilic and him locked together still.
Love led the last lap by a half a car length. Now swinging to the bottom, Eric Almirola blocks him off to lead that lap.
And if Connor Zilic keeps this charge, we may have a third race leader in 3 laps, because he is running the outside and trying to build up that momentum. First to clear Jesse Love, then to catch Almirola. Zilic not able to clear Love yet down the backstretch.
Yeah, it stays side by side for that second spot here at Las Vegas. Now Jesse Love has a good entrance into turn number 3. He takes that spot away.
Connor Zilic will drive up to his back bumper. He'll try and swing to his outside. Jesse Love blocks that advance. Eric Almirola out front, able to drive away, but things are tight in the top 8.
Yeah, as those two battle for the second position, and it brings a lot more players to the party, including Austin Hill, who runs in 4th. Sam Mayer, who's running a groove off the bottom of the racetrack, in 5th.
Justin Allgaier right behind Mayer now, as Mayer takes a look inside of the 21 car of Austin Hill. He'd like to take that position of the way. The Brandt Chevy right behind these two, trying to square up and make some moves off of 4.
Trying to close in on that battle as well, Christian Eckes, Ryan Sieg. Here is Allgaier. He now inches his way to the inside of Mayer. They're door-to-door in 1.
Christian Eckes pulls right to the back bumper of Sam Mayer, try to give him a little help to get around Justin Allgaier. Mayer's got plenty of speed, but that car drifted up the racetrack. That opens the door for Eckes to move to the bottom.
Boy, that really did. That gave Eckes an opportunity. Going to give Ryan Sieg an opportunity as well. Mayer's going to lose about 3 spots here if he's not careful working off the corner in 4.
Things have settled in the top 4. 5th on back is where the action is. Right now, Justin Allgaier has 5th. Christian Eckes has driven into his back bumper. Sam Mayer continues to be on the move as well.
Yep, Ryan Sieg as well, looking strong. Carson Quapple right there in the top 10 as well. Just about everybody running the bottom of the racetrack. Christian Eckes running the middle of the racetrack in the 6th position as they all go single file.
Down the Nellis straightaway they go. The number 19 out front, Eric Almirola. Bottom of the racetrack, staying right on that white line. The top 10 cars, everybody painting that white line with that front left tire.
Top 11 cars, about 2 car lengths separating all of them. Now catching up to that group is William Sawalich, and making a bit of a comeback right now, Brandon Jones.
And again, this is as calm as we have seen it, and it's taken all the way till stage number 2, but everybody's establishing a bit of race pace here early on, Pat. Almirola leads the train down the backstretch.
A little bit further back, we're talking about Daniel Dye working on Carson Quapple. Quapple back there trying to break into the top 10. Here goes Austin Hill around the outside of Christian Eckes off of the corner.
Austin Hill made it look easy. This racetrack right now, halfway in the shade, halfway in the sunlight. Ross Chastain, as we look, the front straightaway all the way through turn 2 is in the shade. The Nellis straightaway on the backstretch all the way through turn 4 is in the sunlight. Can you feel a difference?
Absolutely. One, just deciding on your visor on your helmet. What are you going to run? Are you going to run a dark visor with or a clear visor with a tear off? Some sort of between that kind of auto adjusts. They've got those now. Bell Helmets has a visor that changes based on what it sees. So definitely a lot of sunlight in the driver's eyes in the middle of 3 and 4 and off turn 4, and then shade down the front stretch.
Jesse Love has caught the leader in turn 1.
Yeah, things are changing what Eric Almirola sees at the back of that Toyota, and that is Jesse Love's car getting bigger and bigger, and now he's looking to the inside. Can't pull off the pass, but a fight for the lead into turn 3.
Yep, they stay about a car length apart now. Talking about Jesse Love trying to close in on Eric Almirola. Almirola gets down to the bottom of the racetrack a little quicker in turns 3 and 4. Love will have to go back to work off the corner.
Jesse Love is hungry. He gets back to the gas sooner than Eric Almirola. It's a car length and a half at the start-finish line, and this battle for the lead will continue back to 1.
Yep, they'll charge into this shaded portion of the racetrack. Almirola running the middle. Jesse Love very content to run the bottom of the racetrack and wrap that white line that separates the apron right on the back bumper of Almirola.
That tailwind going down the backstretch here is a big advantage for Eric Almirola. He seems to pull that distance back between he and Jesse Love. Jesse Love good down in 1 and 2. Here's the leader off the corner again in 4.
A little farther back, good battle for 4th. It is Austin Hill trying to hold off Justin Allgaier. Meanwhile, up front, again, Jesse Love mounts a challenge in turn 1.
Yeah, and right in the middle of those two battles is Connor Zilich running all by himself in 3rd. Up front, Almirola with a little bit of breathing room over Jesse Love. Then it's Zilich. Then it's that battle for 4th. Austin Hill and Justin Allgaier.
Allgaier about 3 car lengths behind Hill midway down the Nellis straightaway. He runs the Brandt Chevy right to the bottom of the racetrack. He's trying to hold on to Austin Hill, who's got a great handling race car this afternoon.
All of this happening with 27 laps to go here in stage number 2. Let's go back up front. Eric Almirola not able to drive away from Jesse Love.
Yeah, impressed by the patience that Jesse Love is showing, trying to pick a spot to get around Eric Almirola. It's been tough to pass that 19 car so far today. He's about a car length and a half behind as they rocket off at 2.
Good battle for 1st and 2nd. Good battle for 4th and 5th. Allgaier still hasn't closed it down on Austin Hill. Up front, it's a half a car length that separate 1st and 2nd.
Also a good battle for 8th place. Sam Mayer has it. Carson Quapple is right there in his tire tracks. Meanwhile, up front, Eric Almirola still clings to the top spot in turn number 1.
Yep, it's about 2 car lengths as they both dive to the bottom of the racetrack, entering turn number 1. Connor Zilich waiting in the wings, about 8 car lengths behind. And then Austin Hill continues to have his hands full. Justin Allgaier putting the pressure down the backstretch.
The eyeball test says that Zilich is beginning to catch these two a little bit up front as we watch him about 10, 12 car lengths behind. The battle for 4th and 5th, still Allgaier separated from Austin Hill by a car length.
25 laps to go in stage number 2 of the Focused Health 302. We're joined up here in the booth now by Matt Lederer, the Xfinity Senior Director of Sports and Brand Strategy. And Matt, it's been a big year for Xfinity and a lot of cool things happening right now.
Yeah, well, first of all, thank you guys for having me up here. It's always a pleasure to be here. This racetrack's amazing. The day is really beautiful weather, but the wind is making this thing really interesting and fun to watch.
We just found out about the Comcast Community Champion of the Year and the nominees for that. Now, one of those real close to us, Jerry Caldwell, the president and general manager of Bristol Motor Speedway. Everything they did with Hurricane Helene recovery and all of that, it's pretty amazing. But tell us a little bit more about that, if you would.
Yeah, you know, Brad, we're able to do so many amazing things in this sponsorship, but the Comcast Community Champion of the Year is the thing we're the most proud of. To have the honor to tell the stories about the amazing people in this community who are giving back in those communities that we race, live, and work. Jerry, of course, and what Bristol's doing with the Hurricane Helene relief. Daniel Dye, who's out here racing right now, and Daniel is doing everything he can to raise awareness of mental health challenges and the race to stop suicide. And then Wade Auten, a good friend of ours, who was the racing series director for the Xfinity Series for years. And as soon as he retired, he started working finally, and he's out there helping his community to make sure that nobody goes hungry in that community at all. So we'll announce our 11th champion on the Monday after Phoenix. After Monday, we will be well over $1 million in donations to 33 charities within the NASCAR community. Because the great thing is we'll announce a champion, but all 3 of our finalists receive donations to their charities.
That's incredible. Now, before we get to Phoenix, we have a big race with Xfinity happening at Martinsville Speedway. You guys are the title sponsor of the Xfinity 500 Cup race, the last chance for a driver to make it into the championship 4.
It's usually a pretty good race, right, Ross?
Hey, easy. What would a cutoff race do to these playoffs?
Yeah, it's fantastic. We've loved the attention on this race. Martinsville is an amazing market for us to be in. The track is amazing. But what's really great about it is it gives us a chance to thank the people who make our sponsorship possible, which are our customers. And our customers will have the opportunity to meet drivers, be in the pit and garage area, and a couple lucky people might actually be able to be the grand marshal of the race as well.
Matt, Xfinity has been a longtime sponsor of the Xfinity Series, a longtime sponsor in NASCAR. That sponsorship in NASCAR will continue, but Xfinity Series will have a new name next year. It's been one heck of a run for you guys.
Yeah, 11 years of an amazing partnership, and you know, I'm really grateful. We're really grateful for the way the entire industry has embraced our brand, the media, the track, the NASCAR governing body, of course the teams and the drivers. But we're also really grateful for the fans. They really embraced us. They welcomed us from day one, and we're super proud of the impact that we have made to our brand and to our business, absolutely, but also to what you see on the track, right? When we started, I think it was less than 50% of the race winners were Xfinity Series drivers. It's now north of 85% on a season by season. And I just think that the entire team and NASCAR leaned into this concept of names are made here, and we rallied behind it. And this series has an identity, and I'm so excited about where O'Reilly's going to take it. We're here to help them. As you said, we're not going anywhere. We are going to be the premier partner. We have a great relationship with 2311 Racing. That will continue. We love this sport. We love what it's done for us, but we're really excited about the future of this series and where O'Reilly's going to take it.
Well, thank you very much, and we'll all try and get back to our hotels after the race as fast as Xfinity Mobile.
I appreciate that, as always. And thank you again for having me up here, and enjoy the race.
All right, thank you very much. Matt Lederer, Xfinity Series Senior Director of Sports Brand Strategy.
Let's get you up to date now. 19 laps to go in stage number 2. Eric Almirola, your leader. The rest of our top 5, Jesse Love, Connor Zilic, Justin Allgaier just took over 4th. From Austin Hill. Hill is 5th as we go quickly to Wendy Venturini.
Justin Allgaier came over the radio and thought there was a brake issue. They're continuing to follow and monitor it. Now, it happened in practice to Justin Allgaier. He went down on the brake pedal and it went to the floor in practice. Well, it happened on the racetrack just a few laps ago, especially when he tries to run the bottom line. That's where he said he's having the biggest brake issue. So we're waiting on more feedback from Justin, but he does not feel comfortable about it right now.
Thank you very much, Wendy Venturini. We have 17 laps to go here in stage number 2 at Las Vegas.
Here's Paul Doschel of Toyota.
We have a kind of robust program around NASCAR, and we feel that if we're going to be there and compete against Chevrolet and Ford, that we want to be able to tell that story, and so we feel that a 360-degree approach is the best for that. Radio fills a much-needed void in our marketing program. Being able to have our commercial spots and the relationship that we have with PRN, where they talk about our vehicles as Camrys and Supras.
The Toyota GR Supra makes that hard left turn onto pit road.
As pace car, the Toyota Camry pace car, or the GR Supra pace car adds a nice touch to broadcast rather than when it's just the pace cars coming out of turn 4. So for us, it's really the coming together of a 360-degree approach to really make our program all-inclusive.
NASCAR Network Radio drives business.
We've got 15 laps to go here in Stage 2 of the Focus Tail 302. Eric Almirola continues to lead Jesse Love, Connor Zilic, Justin Allgaier, and Austin Hill. From Las Vegas Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
My fiance is a veteran.
I did tours in Korea, Germany, and Bosnia before I got injured.
When Yusuf got out of the military, he needed help getting his disability benefits.
Luckily, DAV came to the rescue. They fought for me the same way that I fought for my country.
Every year, DAV provides life-changing support to more than 1 million veterans.
My victory is never giving up and finding more ways to serve.
He's pretty amazing.
Support more victories for veterans. Go to DAV.org.
Hi, this is Doug Rice at PRN. Join me for another great episode of Fast Talk. We have NASCAR Hall of Famer Kurt Busch. What does a much older, wiser Kurt Busch want to tell Carson Hocevar?
Well, let's bust out all the VHS tapes and you can watch all my mistakes. Try not to do those, Carson. I like what he's doing. He's learning, and he's putting his time in up front.
That's Fast Talk right here on PRN.
Just a moment ago, a great save from Austin Hill. He lost a spot, but could have lost a car.
All of welcome just exhaled as that car straightened, as he straightened that car out off turn 4. Ryan Sieg took evasive action, went high. They continue on inside the top 10.
It's not an exaggeration to say Austin Hill was looking straight at the infield when his car was through the middle of 3 and 4. That was crazy. But as we sit here, we've got 12 laps to go here in stage number 1 and some battles on the racetrack, Mark.
Eric Almirola beginning to feel the heat again from Jesse Love. He backed up. He's regrouped with 11 to go. He goes after the leader in 1.
Yeah, this is as close as Jesse Love has been over the last 15 or 20 laps. He's kind of stalked Almirola by 6 or 7 car lengths. This time, Pat, off of turn 2, car 2 is 2 car lengths behind.
Yeah, it's just curious to me if Almirola's running as hard as he actually needs to at the moment. Right now, totaling about 4 car lengths, Jesse Love trying to close in on the leader.
Pat, I was thinking the same thing. Is Jesse Love stalking, or is Eric Almirola teasing him right now? Because Almirola actually just stretched it out by a few car lengths as they head back into 1.
Yeah, back into the first corner. Eric Almirola buries that Toyota at the bottom of the racetrack. Jesse Love now has a 5-car length disadvantage to try to make up as Almirola about to encounter some lap traffic.
Yeah, that lap traffic could be interesting now. If Jesse Love can take advantage of it, we'll see just how quickly Almirola can work underneath it. Seeming at this point, traffic is getting out of his way as he works off the corner.
A little farther back, you've got Corey Day starting to battle now with Sam Mayer. This will be a fight for 8th place with 9 laps to go here in stage number 2 as we pick up the leaders.
Back into turn number 1 and 2. That lap traffic staying high. That must put a smile on Eric Almirola's face. He runs the bottom of the racetrack down the back straightaway.
Yeah, Almirola's actually stepped it up here just a little bit as he gets around this lap traffic. Bottom of the racetrack is where he runs. It's probably a good now 15-car separation between he and the second place car.
8 laps to go in stage number 2. A couple of drivers started toward the back at the beginning of this stage. Nick Sanchez with the speeding penalty. He is up 23 spots right now. We also talked about Sheldon Creed. He struggled in stage 1. He was 36th at one point, or actually 33rd at one point. He's now moved his way up to 16th, Mark.
So that's a bit of a comeback for Sheldon Creed, but they still have a long way to go, and I'm not sure they have the car to get there.
Yeah, that is going to be, again, we still have a lot of racing to go. We'll see if they have the car to get there as we're winding it down. And as we look out on the racetrack, Aric Almirola now coming across the start-finish line. It's going to be 7 laps to go here in stage number 2, putting some distance on Jesse Love.
Yep, it was 5 car lengths. Now it's 6 or 7. They back into turn number 1. Aric Almirola running the bottom of the racetrack, trying to catch the more lap traffic. Garrett Smithley right ahead as Jesse Love continues to give chase.
Yeah, Justin Allgaier back there in that 4th spot right now. Here comes Almirola down into the corner. He's going to catch some lap traffic again. Jesse Love can make up a little distance here if Aric Almirola gives him an opportunity. Garrett Smithley right in front.
With 6 laps to go in this stage, Aric Almirola has now led 52 laps and counting. Next closest, Justin Allgaier, leaders back in 1.
Garrett Smithley stays to the outside. Aric Almirola sweeps to the inside. Jesse Love going to try to use that open racetrack to chase Almirola. That lap car, though, now right in between the 2 leaders.
Down the backstretch once again they go. They work their way down into turns number 3 and 4. Love and Almirola both using the bottom of the racetrack with their race cars a long way back to Zilich, and then Justin Allgaier also a long way back.
Last time by, Brandon Jones got around William Sawalich for 11th. We'll see if he can get back into the top 10 before the end of this stage. Leaders are in 1 with 5 to go.
Yep, they'll roar by the sun, which is getting ready to set behind the Spring Mountains here in Las Vegas. Aric Almirola trying to set the sun on stage number 2 and hold off Jesse Love. No challenge as they both head back into 3.
No challenge there. Looking back towards the top 10, Christian Eckes back here about to catch Daniel Dye. A little bit further back is Sam Mayer midway down the Nellis straightaway. Here's the leader off 4.
4 laps, 6 miles left in stage number 2. Almirola with a comfortable lead over Jesse Love. Love with a comfortable margin over Connor Zilich.
Yeah, Connor Zilich really since the drop of the green flag on stage number 2 has been pretty comfortable all by himself in that 3rd position. He continues to run the bottom, Pat, just like the front 2.
Yeah, no real battle anywhere in the top 10. You look back here where Austin Hill is at right now with the 16 of Christian Eckes. Those 2 cars separated by about 5 or 6 car lengths. Once again, the leader off 4.
Off of turn number 4, 3 laps to go here in stage number 2. Aric Almirola with a little bit of lap traffic in front of him, but it looks like they're all being kind, Nick.
Yeah, most of them are staying to the outside, and this lap car in particular will do just that. He's not only just picked off the 35 car of Mason Maggio, but looks like he may not be done passing lap traffic, Pat, back into 3.
Breeze may have died down a little bit, or at least has gone to a little more inconsistent stage on my end of the racetrack. Jesse Love now about 15 car lengths back of the leader.
About the only hot spot in the top 10 with 2 laps to go in stage 1. Austin Hill trying to hold off Christian Eckes for 6th. Leaders back in 1.
And this is as close as Jesse Love has been. He's closed it down to about 2 car lengths. So maybe finding a little something right here at the end of stage number 2. He's got it down to a car length and a half, Pat, down the backstretch.
Well, we'll see if Almirola is playing with Love or Love is getting ready to take that spot away from the leader. Almirola goes down to the bottom of the racetrack. He is under attack as Jesse Love will get right to his bumper off 4.
Right on the rear deck lid of Aric Almirola. Here's Jesse Love with 1 lap to go in stage number 2. Leaders will race back to 1.
And it's a 1 car length advantage for Aric Almirola. Where's he going to go? Right to the bottom of the racetrack. Jesse Love will try to run about a groove and a half off the bottom. Lost a little bit of momentum. He's got to find 3 car lengths to set up a pass of Almirola.
Jesse Love keeping Aric Almirola honest here on this final lap of this stage. Almirola at the bottom of the racetrack in turn number 3. It's about 4 car lengths back to Jesse Love. Almirola in control off 4.
He powers out of the corner. He'll come down to the stripe. Aric Almirola 2 for 2 wins both stages in the Focused Health 302 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. They finish Aric Almirola, Jesse Love, almost 2 seconds ahead of 3rd place Connor Zilich and 5 seconds ahead of Justin Allgaier in 4th. Ryan Sieg will wind up 5th in stage number 2. Austin Hill 6th. 7th, Christian Eckes. 8th is going to be Sam Mayer. 9th, Corey Day. Carson Kvapil will round out the top 10.
WeatherGuard says thank you to today's safety and ops crews that keep the track running like a well-oiled machine. This year's crew is once again sponsored by WeatherGuard Truck and Van Equipment. WeatherGuard, established in 1968. Prove it every day. Learn more at weatherguard.com.
Hi, I'm PRN's Alexis Eric. Want to listen to PRN anywhere you go? By downloading the PRN mobile app, you can listen to live race broadcasts and have on-demand access to your favorite shows like Fast Talk, pit reporters, Garage Pass, and PRNs at the track. Download today to make sure you don't miss any of the action. Get the latest racing information at your fingertips with the PRN mobile app, available on Apple App Store and Google Play. Find more information at goprn.com.
Hey, Joey Logano here. My pit stop's outside of the track, fueling up with a hunk of pizza from Hunt Brothers Pizza, the fastest on-the-go option for the champion and everyone. To find a location, visit huntbrotherspizza.com.
Make sure you head over to echopark.com/speedway and enter for a chance to win a Toyota Tundra plus a brand new Thor camper. Visit echopark.com/speedway now to drive off a winner. When we come back, pit stops at the end of Stage 2 from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
It's hard to believe in this day and age in the United States of America that children are hungry.
Our time on this planet is short. We have to give back to those in need.
Every child has a chance, no matter what obstacles they may encounter.
Never have we been taxed more as a society to help kids the way we are right now.
At Speedway Children's Charities, our mission is simple. Help every child we can.
Because all children
deserve joy
and hope
and love.
I'm PRN's Doug Turnbull, co-host of the 5 to Go podcast, a weekly deep dive into 5 motorsports issues. Devin Kupka gives the Gen Z view.
One thing that I've never seen before, when the cars got 4 wide, everybody stood up cheering.
And championship-winning mechanic Dan Elliott leans on his decades in the garage and promoting.
Unless everybody is aware of the rules, then no, it's not fair for everyone.
Listen to the 5 to Go podcast on GoPRN.com and subscribe on Apple and Spotify.
Field halfway down the back straightaway behind the Toyota GR Super Pace car. Looks like pit road is going to remain closed this time by. All right, Ross Chastain, we were watching, we were wondering, we were speculating. Was Eric Almirola just toying with Jesse Love, or is he out there giving everything that car's got?
I think that Jesse Love has something for the win of this race, and we're seeing him pressure the leader. Yes, can Eric Almirola maybe squeak a little more out? The veteran in him that I know that I've raced against in the Cup Series says, yes, he knew the gap he had. Now, if he could have a 10-second lead, I think he would have it. But he only needed to just stay right ahead of the second-place car. So did Jesse Love get pretty close coming to 1 to go in the stage? Yes. I'm sure Eric would have liked to have a bigger gap, but we saw Jesse Love on the last lap work the middle top half of the racetrack in 1 and 2. That's the first time I've seen him do that. Jesse really likes, in his career, I've noticed a lot, really likes to paint the inside line, like right down at the apron, and that was him testing it, see if he learned anything for later in the race.
Let's get that update from Heather DeBow.
And in listening to Eric Almirola's feedback, you guys are right. He actually was plowing those last 2 laps. He said all of a sudden it felt like that right front went away. So that could have been what closed the gap for Jesse Love to be able to catch up to the 19 towards the end.
So Eric Almirola has won both stages, trying to make a clean sweep of the day here at Las Vegas. Has been done 4 times this season. Austin Hill at Atlanta, William Byron at Charlotte, Justin Allgaier at Nashville, Connor Zilisch at Portland.
Going to be interesting to see if he can get a clean sweep of the stages. What's going to be more interesting, one of the best places to pass cars is on pit road. Pit road is open right now, and Ross, looking at how far the timing line is at the exit of pit road, it almost looks like here at Vegas it could be possible to speed even from that number 1 pit stall.
That's right, but that will be for Connor Zilisch to be in that number 1 stall as the leaders are about to enter pit road. We'll see who speeds on pit road. Nick Sanchez rebounded. If you're one of the leaders and you speed now, there's not a lot of time left.
Brett McMillan, they're headed your way, sir.
All right, and the first guy that we're going to see stop is Christian Eckes. He says the car really needs some help in turns 1 and 2. They're going to give an air pressure adjustment. Tanner Gray's coming in. He said the car fired off way too loose, so they're going to give him an air pressure adjustment also because he wants to fire off better. He feels like it'll be better for the whole run if he can do that. Corey Day says the car is just really good. He's happy with it. He's going to get 4 fresh tires.
And Sheldon Creed still too loose after those previous adjustments. Austin Hill saying his car's just not driving the same, loose all the way through the corner. And Eric Almirola, as I mentioned, he was tight those last couple laps. Whitney Venturini.
Jesse Love has already pulled out of his pit stall. It's a solid stop. He was a little bit tight. He asked to be freed up. They made a track bar adjustment for him. Also on pit road, Connor Zilic was a little too tight, especially in turns 1 and 2. They made an air pressure adjustment for him.
So looking at the battle coming off the pit lane, it is going to be one, it looks like Dean Thompson. He might not have changed tires, just the gas and go for him. Connor Zilic will be second off the pit lane. Jesse Love third, followed by Eric Almirola, Austin Hill. The rest of the top 10, it's going to be Brandon Jones, Christian Eckes, Sam Mayer, Justin Allgaier, and William Sawalich.
So you're a Toyota Cup driver and you just made it to the playoffs. Now all you have to do is win. Easy. Just turn left, right? That and start strong, take off, reach 200 miles per hour, maintain a good position, no big deal, lap again, time your pit stops, steer clear of accidents, talk to your crew chief like your best friend, and most importantly, turn left. Easy, right? You in? Get up to speed at tgrna.com. Toyota, let's go places. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, LLC.
The Earnhardt family has always trusted Bass Pro Shops for all their outdoor needs, and I continue to be a proud customer. I grew up shopping here, and now I love bringing my family here to gear up for all our adventures together. And now, Bass Pro Shops Club members enjoy special savings and earn points towards free gear, which is rewarding when buying what you need for your next adventure. Spending time outdoors with the ones you love, sharing memories and making new ones, that's an Earnhardt family tradition that I'm proud to carry on.
Trevor Bayne and Dean Thompson pop for speeding. They'll have to drop to the tail of the field. Today's broadcast sponsored by Progressive Insurance. Progressive makes bundling easy and affordable. Get a multi-policy discount by combining your motorcycle, RV, boat, ATV, and more. All your protection in one place. Bundle and save at Progressive.com. We're about to get into the final stage of the Focused Health 302 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, this is Brett McMillan. Join me each week for the True Reporters Roundtable, known as the Pit Reporters.
This is not what we're used to and accustomed to seeing. That, I think, with a backdrop, is why a lot of fans are a bit sour on Denny.
He still wants to play that role that now Denny has taken on, but him and the A-car haven't had the same success. You can't be the villain, and it doesn't really work as well if you're not winning, and Denny Hamlin is doing just that.
Check us out each week on the Performance Racing Network.
Did you know that 9 out of 10 Americans are sick of the divisions in our country? But there's one small step we can take to remember that we're still connected. All over America, strangers with different political views are coming together to talk about their lives, not politics, and discovering they actually have a lot in common. Because even if we don't see eye to eye, we can still talk heart to heart. So let's talk for a change. Learn more at takeonesmallstep.org.
All kinds of issues on pit road. Christian Eckes had to come down for a second time. They had one lug nut secure on one of the wheels. Remember, the Xfinity cars require 5 lug nuts to be secure. He's going to have to drop to the back. Carson Kvapil's crew had a pit gun get jammed. We actually had an uncontrolled tire out there. Some issues there, Mark.
Absolutely, and this after Carson Kvapil at least got a single point there in stage number 2. He is one of 5 playoff drivers to score points today. Jesse Love, Connor Zilic have each scored 17. Justin Allgaier 4. Sam Mayer has scored 6. Again, Carson Kvapil 1. They are the only playoff drivers to score points in the opening 2 stages.
Let's give you a leaderboard update sponsored by Bass Pro Shops. Bass Pro Shops voted America's best outdoor retailer. Your adventure starts here.
Connor Zilic is our leader. Jesse Love second, Eric Almirola third, 4th is Austin Hill, Brandon Jones 5th, 6th Sam Mayer, 7th Justin Allgaier, William Sawalich 8th, 9th Corey Day, Nick Sanchez in 10th.
Sheldon Creed, after struggles in stage 1, is up to 11th. Taylor Gray runs 12th. Ryan Sieg 13th. 14th, Matt DiBenedetto. Trevor Bayne 15th. 16th is Harrison Burton. 17th, Daniel Hemrick. Daniel Dye 18th. 19th, Carson Kvapil. Brennan Poole rounds out the top 20.
21st, Jeremy Clements, Josh Williams 22nd, 23rd, Kyle Sieg, Jeb Burton 24th, Ryan Ellis is 25th, 26th, Sammy Smith, Parker Retzlaff 27th, Anthony Alfredo 28th, Blaine Perkins 29th, 30th, Austin Green.
Christian Eckes, again, he'll drop to the tail of the field. He runs 31st. Mason Maggio 32nd. Dean Thompson speeding 33rd. Garrett Smithley 34th. Nick Lights 35th. Joey Gase 36th. 37th, Thomas Annunziata, and Mason Massey runs in 38th.
That uncontrolled tire belonged to Ryan Sieg. He's going to have to drop to the back of the pack. That's going to leave a mark here late in this race.
Ross, we saw Nick Sanchez go from the back in stage number 2 almost to collect stage points.
That's right, and choosing from the 10th position right here, he got reset. And when it falls on you as the driver, you could see Nick driving through the field to get reset and now inside the top 10, coming back to 103 laps to go, and we take the green.
We haven't quite reached sunset here in Las Vegas, but the lights are on, Pat Patterson, and they're starting to count.
Yeah, and the breeze actually has died down a little bit, which is nice for these guys and for the fans as well. Here's the pace car midway through 3 and 4. It's Zilich up front with Jesse Love, Austin Hill, and Eric Almirola as they roll out here in front of the fans. Everybody's getting on their feet. We're getting ready to find out who's going to take this checkered flag today. Here goes the pace car to the pit road. We're ready to restart in Vegas.
We're going to finish under the lights here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the Focus Tail 302 as Connor Zilich takes him through the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone. A big jump over Jesse Love. Connor Zilich able to clear. Now we have RCR teammates with Austin Hill on the inside of Love for second.
Boy, and it looks like nearly going 3 wide. Sam Mayer had to jump out of the throttle there in the 5th position, but it is Connor Zilich, your race leader, Jesse Love second, and then it's a duel for second, Almirola and Hill.
3 wide behind that group. Justin Allgaier down at the bottom. In the middle of the sandwich is Sam Mayer. They try to sort it out. Brandon Jones is going to be the big winner amongst that group.
He sweeps down out of the outside. He'll take the 5th spot. Zilich, though, under fire from Jesse Love. They cross the stripe, and we've got 102 laps to go here at Las Vegas.
First 5 cars go single file and to the bottom of the racetrack. Best battle is for 6th as Sam Mayer runs the middle of the racetrack. Justin Allgaier on the inside. And how about the charge for Corey Day? He's a player there in 6th now.
Yeah, I got that Hendrick Motorsportscars.com, I should say, in the win now, and he's picked up another spot. Justin Allgaier having a bit of a struggle getting going here on this restart.
Sam Mayer wants the top 5. You can see it. He had ducked down to the inside of Brandon Jones, had to back off of that charge. We'll see if he retakes it into 1.
He'll follow Brandon Jones into turn number 1. Buries it to the bottom of the racetrack. Both of them put those Goodyear tires nearly on the white line. Brandon Jones slips up the racetrack. Mayer stays right in the tire track.
Meanwhile, for 2nd and 3rd, it is Jesse Love that's got a mirror full of Eric Almirola, and Almirola wants that spot. Can't quite get it worked out over turn 4.
Last lap, Nick Sanchez did not like the block that was put on by Justin Allgaier, popped him in the back bumper. Allgaier has pulled away from him now, is pressuring Corey Day.
Got a battle for the 2nd position as Eric Almirola, after sweeping the 2 stages, is trying to point that Toyota to the front of the pack. He's all over the back of Jesse Love.
Almirola gets a good exit of turn 2, down to Ellis straightaway into turn 3, takes his car to the middle of the racetrack. Love down at the bottom of the racetrack. A car length separates 2nd and 3rd.
Justin Allgaier just took his Brandt Chevy to 7th as he was able to get around Corey Day, but the battle is for 2nd. Eric Almirola right on the rear deck lid of Jesse Love.
Yeah, Jesse Love moved up at the entrance of turn number 1. Eric Almirola says, okay, I'll go to the bottom of the racetrack. Now he'll slide up right on the back bumper of that Whelen Chevrolet. All this happening right behind Connor Zilich.
And meanwhile, Connor Zilich is beginning to have these 2 behind him catch him. He's got it down to about 3 car lengths now. Zilich going to be soon under attack by Jesse Love.
3-car battle for the lead spot. 4 cars fighting over 4th place. That's being held by Austin Hill, Brandon Jones, Sam Mayer, Justin Allgaier, who just passed Corey Day, in the mix as well.
Yeah, let's take a peek at that 4-car tussle. Austin Hill has it and leads that train through turns 1 and 2. Brandon Jones running the top side. That opens the bottom not only for Sam Mayer and Justin Allgaier. They'll get back in line down the backstretch.
Mayer getting shoved by Allgaier now into the corner. Allgaier will go to the top side to try to wrestle his way around that number 41 machine. Can't get it done. Gets loose off the corner.
Up in front of them, Eric Almirola looks to the high side of Jesse Love. This battle will go back into 1.
This is good stuff. You just almost don't even know what to watch, but we'll focus in on that battle for 2nd for now because Almirola is starting to put the pressure on. Right in the middle of the racetrack. Gets a nice run run, but Love is strong on the bottom off of 2.
A little further back, Allgaier still working on Brandon Jones. Nick Sanchez, he's got a ride this afternoon. It's a real hot rod. He's going to go to the bottom of the racetrack, try to wrestle a spot away from Justin Allgaier. Not going to be able to do it off the corner.
A lap ago, Allgaier took the spot from Sanchez. He's trying to get it back. Allgaier is the meat in the sandwich. He is 6th. Just in front of him, Brandon Jones. Just behind him, Sanchez.
Yep, they're evenly separated through turns 1 and 2. Again, Brandon Jones very comfortable taking his Toyota to the top side of the racetrack. It opens the door, but Pat, a lot of drivers have had a hard time getting to the inside of that 20 car.
Back up front, separation 1, 2, and 3, only by about a car length on each. Here's Love pressuring for the lead off 4.
Connor Zilic leads with 95 laps to go. Jesse Love tucks in right behind him. Eric Almirola now. He drives to the outside of Jesse Love. They'll go door to door into 1.
Jesse Love's run was stalled out as he tried to make a pass on Connor Zilic. That's all Eric Almirola needed to get the charge down the front straightaway. Now running the top side of the racetrack. Almirola takes second away from Jesse Love.
Now can he get that top spot? Here comes Almirola again. Goes right to the bumper of Zilic. Zilic, bottom of the racetrack. Almirola's going to go down and try to squeeze him to the bottom of the racetrack. He's going to battle for the lead off 4.
He's got Zilic pinned to the inside. Zilic moves up the racetrack. They nearly touch at the line on the outside. Eric Almirola had a slight lead, but Zilic powers back to the inside.
Mark Arrow, they were trading that lead back and forth down the front straightaway. This time into turn 1, it's Connor Zilic by about half a car. Eric Almirola hanging right on that right rear quarter panel.
The veteran and the rookie getting it on right here down the Nellis straightaway at Vegas, bottom of the racetrack. Zilic, now he's getting a bigger mirror full of Jesse Love. The battle still remains for the lead. Here's Almirola all 4.
Eric Almirola cannot clear Connor Zilic. They touch Connor Zilic. Smoke coming out from the right rear of his car. They stay hung door to door. The Goodyear wiped off the tires of Zilic's car.
Boy, how about this racing for the lead into turn number 1. Connor Zilic's car wiggles a bit on the bottom. Don't see any smoke for now, but that's all Eric Almirola needs. New race leader down the backstretch.
Zilic can't take his foot off the gas because he's got a mirror full of Jesse Love. Love would like to battle that spot and get it away from him. Not going to be able to do it. Stays right on his door, but here comes Jesse Love again on the 88.
Eric Almirola led 2 laps ago by 15 thousandths. The lap before 17 thousandths. Now he's got all kinds of breathing room, Nick, with 0.3.
Yep, and that's because Jesse Love and Connor Zilic just went into turn number 1 side by side. Love on the bottom takes that spot away from Connor Zilic. Zilic will follow Love down the back straightaway.
Now move Zilic back to that 3rd spot. Meanwhile, Justin Allgaier trying to catch up and get that 4th spot for sure as he works under Brandon Jones in the Brandt Chevy, bottom of the racetrack. Jones fades up the racetrack. Here comes Allgaier on the bottom.
Move Justin Allgaier up to 4th, and Ross Chastain, we just saw Connor Zilic lose the lead. That was a really tight spot there coming off of turn 4. Zilic on the inside of Eric Almirola. We saw the tire smoke come from Zilic. How do you recover from that? What could be done to Zilic's car? Could there be damage?
Yeah, there could be, but you could see that building. The 2 car was the first one. Jesse Love was catching Connor, and then Eric got to Jesse's outside, and that's what gave Eric the position to get the outside then of Connor Zilic. So you could see Connor starting to struggle even while he still had the lead. Now with the contact, yes, his tires are hot. He's falling back to 3rd. But he's got a gap to 4th to his teammate Justin Allgaier. He can let everything cool down a bit. He's going to have a shot with another pit stop inevitably in this race.
Now let's pause 10 seconds for station identification. You're listening to PRN, the Performance Racing Network. With 89 laps to go in the Focus Health 302, Eric Almirola, Jesse Love, Connor Zilic, Justin Allgaier, and Brandon Jones is our top 5.
We work hard to keep our cars looking great on the outside, but engine components need our attention too. That's where you can trust Z-Max Micro Lubricant to disperse carbon buildup in your engine and fuel system, to keep your car or truck running at its peak. By soaking into the metal of your engine, Z-Max Micro Lubricant improves performance, extends engine life, and reduces emissions. Trust the many customers who've said, "Thanks for saving my engine." Find out more at zmax.com or follow us on Facebook and Twitter.
There's nothing like when you get that part from eBay and it just fits. Yeah, the first time. So you can do less of this and get right back to more of this. At eBay, you'll find all the parts you need, guaranteed to fit, at prices you'll love. Sounds good, doesn't it? eBay. Things people love. Eligible items only. Exclusions apply.
87 laps to go here in the Focused Health 302. Eric Almirola leads Jesse Love now by 0.7 of a second. From Las Vegas Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, I'm PRN's Alexis Erickson. Want to listen to PRN anywhere you go? By downloading the PRN mobile app, you can listen to live race broadcasts and have on-demand access to your favorite shows like Fast Talk, Pit Reporters, Garage Pass, and PRN's At the Track. Download today to make sure you don't miss any of the action. Get the latest racing information at your fingertips with the PRN mobile app, available on Apple App Store and Google Play. Find more information at GoPRN.com.
In Iraq, our truck hit a roadside bomb. I had about 16 surgeries on my hand so that I could regain function. And when I came home, I needed a new roof due to a storm. And I was about to lose homeowners insurance as well. I applied for Operation Homefront Critical Financial Assistance Program. And it's good to know that when we come home, there are people who are there that care about us. Operation Homefront, they've really been a blessing.
Welcome back to Las Vegas Motor Speedway in the Focused Health 302. This time by 84 laps to go. Eric Almirola continues to lead Jesse Love. Connor Zilic, Justin Allgaier in fourth. Nick Sanchez just moved into fifth, but can he hang on to it? Nick Yeoman.
Well, Brandon Jones is certainly going to try to fight back on the outside. Nick Sanchez in that really dark, deep blue Chevrolet for Big Machine Racing, digging hard on the bottom. Brandon Jones still there. Pat there even down the backstretch.
Jones stays right there next to the wall, and he keeps Zilic to driver's left, or excuse me, keeps Sanchez to driver's left. Now Jones goes way up the racetrack, trying to get a little bit of help up off the hill.
As they work their way out of the banking, Corey Day trying to join that battle as well. Here's the crossover now from Brandon Jones as he drives to the inside of Sanchez.
That was nicely done by Brandon Jones. Might have caught Nick Sanchez sleeping, but Sanchez's car looks just as strong in the middle of the racetrack as on the bottom. He'll clear Brandon Jones off at 2.
Corey Day is right there, too. I mean, he's only about a car length back off of Brandon Jones. He may be able to get a 2 for here if he's careful. Jones likes the top side of the racetrack. That's where he goes now. Down at the bottom is Corey Day. Here comes Jones off the corner.
Corey Day having a great drive here today at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. He drives to the inside of Brandon Jones. It's a fight for 6. Brandon Jones will cut his nose off as they go back to 1.
Yep, they'll go nose to tail into turn number 1. Corey Day goes down to the bottom of the racetrack. The sprint car driver not content with running the cushion. That's where Brandon Jones is. Jones with the advantage off of turn 2.
Yeah, and they'll about separate now by about a half a car length down the Nellis straightaway. Into the corner they go. This time Jones will stay at the bottom of the racetrack. Corey Day right in his tire tracks. They're both trying to run down Nick Sanchez.
So let's document what we've got up front. Ross Chastain, 81 laps to go. Almirola now third time he's led, 76 laps. Allgaier the next closest at 28. Connor Zilic has led 12, the only other lap leader, Jesse Love with 4. It seems like the top 3 are kind of equal to each other at this point, although we think Almirola may be saving something. Justin Allgaier in 4th was coming, but now he's stalled out about 2.5 seconds back.
Never count out Justin Allgaier. We've seen him mature in this series after racing in the Cup Series, back in this series for the bulk of his career. I would never count out Justin Allgaier. And then Nick Sanchez in the top 5. Welcome to back to the top 5, Nick Sanchez. After putting that speeding penalty on his shoulders, now driving, like Nick said, that dark blue 48 car into the top 5, pulling away from Brandon Jones. And then Corey Day, a guy that Hendrick Motorsports believes in, puts in the 17 car. Kyle Larson went to bat for him, said, Mr. Hendrick, this is the next guy. They've stayed with him through the learning process. Y'all have called more wrecks from Corey Day than a lot of people, but this is the closest we've seen him run on a 1.5 mile that I believe I've seen, the most racecraft I've seen, and as he works outside of Brandon Jones back into turn 1.
And Nick Yeoman, they're about to get some company.
This has been a phenomenal battle, watching Brandon Jones and Corey Day. And to your point, Mark Garrow, I think it's about to become a 3-car battle, because here comes Austin Hill's Chevrolet, Pat, down the back straightaway.
Yeah, those 2 in front have got Austin Hill now tracking them. It's going to be Brandon Jones sliding up to the racetrack. Austin Hill paints the line at the bottom of the racetrack. Corey Day about 2 car lengths in front of those 2.
Corey Day is running in the 6th position. Brandon Jones running in 7th, but right in his rearview mirror, Austin Hill, former winner here in Las Vegas. He wants to get into this fight.
Yeah, he really likes this racetrack, and he's going to use the bottom of the racetrack to try to run down both Brandon Jones and Corey Day. They look a little bit stronger for now over Austin Hill off of 2.
Corey Day now in front of Brandon Jones midway down the Nellis straightaway. Jones has been going to the top side of the racetrack. He'll do it again. Austin Hill is offered the bottom, not going to be able to make up the ground on Jones as he races off the corner.
Also trying to race into that battle, Taylor Gray not that far back, Sam Mayer as well. We have a car that just nicked the wall coming out of 4. That's playoff contender Sheldon Creed, who's being trailed by Carson Kvapil.
Yeah, Sheldon Creed, of course, has had plenty of issues so far today, so we'll see if he can keep that car pointing in the right direction and kind of shake off that brush of the wall. Leaders are in front of you, Pat.
Yeah, we're watching the leaders work their way off of the corner now, going a little further back. Brandon Jones trying to hold off Austin Hill. Can't quite get it done. They go door to door off the corner.
Let's document the progress of Ryan Sieg. He's a great driver here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Uncontrolled tire penalty. He's chasing Carson Kvapil. They actually had a socket on the pit gun brake, but Ryan Sieg on the move. He's been up 20 spots now, Nick.
And last year, he gave A.J. Allmendinger everything he could handle to try to hang on for that win. Now Ryan Sieg trying to set up that Dayglow orange and black car of Carson Kvapil in 3.
Yeah, Ryan Sieg has been so good at this racetrack over the years now. He goes right to the bumper of the number 1 of Kvapil. Bottom of the racetrack is where they work. Now it opens up for Sieg. He's going to take that spot away from Kvapil.
Move Ryan Sieg to 12th, Kvapil to 13th. That may not be for long. William Sawalich is right there.
Yeah, William Sawalich all over the back of Carson Kvapil as they all bury their cars to the bottom of the racetrack. Sawalich's car looked a little unsteady at the entrance of turn number 1. That's all Carson Kvapil needed for a little breathing room.
All right, so that group kind of settles down just a little bit. We go back up front. Here's Brandon Jones trying to once again hold off Austin Hill. Hill takes the spot away this time off 4.
This time Hill is going to clear Brandon Jones. He'll be able to take that away. That is the 7th spot for Austin Hill. Behind them, Taylor Gray now peeking to the outside of Sam Mayer.
Yep, Sam Mayer goes to the top side, gets a good angle into turn number 1 and drives it in really, really low. As for Gray, he's very content running the outside of the racetrack, trying to build that momentum up to run down Sam Mayer.
Sam Mayer got a green and black race car this weekend here as he works down to the bottom of the racetrack. Gray up on the top side. He'll try to get that advantage and run off the hill to try to close that gap on the 41.
So now Eric Almirola has led his 84th lap in this event. The top 5, Jesse Love, Connor Zilic, Justin Allgaier, Nick Sanchez.
From fueling NASCAR champions on the track for over 20 years to innovating 94 octane, the highest octane on the market. Performance is what Sunoco does. All Sunoco fuel at the pump meets the same top-tier standards as the fuel used in NASCAR. From the track to your tank, you can trust Sunoco to help your vehicle perform at its peak.
State Water Heaters and PRN have had a relationship for a number of years now.
Here's Jeff's story of State Water Heaters.
Our relationship with PRN has allowed us to leverage that investment, hit more ears, and make sure that people know that we support the sport that they love. And when they need a water heater, we'd like them to consider our brand of water heaters. Or if they're a contractor, and we know they listen as well, when they choose a water heating partner, we'd like them to consider us as their partner as well.
NASCAR Network Radio drives business.
From Las Vegas Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Get your NASCAR fix with PRN's Garage Pass.
It's hard to just turn it around in 1 week, but I wouldn't be shocked if we did. I don't think the results have been what we have hoped for or expected, but I think the potential in the cars and the speed has been pretty good.
It's a big deal already, so that's a big positive for us. So I think now it's just about working together and getting better.
I think the Penske cars are still elite when it comes to plate racing.
Hi, I'm Mark Garrow, tracking the latest racing news every weekday.
We all play a role in keeping our community safe.
Every day, we move in and out of each other's busy lives.
It's easy to take for granted all the little moments that make up our everyday.
Some are good, others not so much.
But that's life.
It's when something doesn't seem quite right
that it's time to pay attention.
Because only you know what's not supposed to be in your everyday.
So protect your everyday.
If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
.69 laps to go in the Focus Health 302 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Mark Garrow, Brad Gilly, Ross Chastain high atop this racetrack. Out there in the turns, Nick Yeoman and Pat Patterson. Sheldon Creed came into the race minus 13 to the cutoff, dropped way back late, but he has rallied here in this event all the way back to 12th, has kind of stemmed the bleeding. He's still minus 22 to the cut line at this point, so he has lost some ground. But Ross, it could be much worse if not for the comeback for Sheldon Creed.
Absolutely. We saw Sheldon come down in stage 1 under that midway through the stage caution and pit and just make adjustments. Didn't change tires, stayed on the same tire cycle as everybody else. But as he runs in 12th, he just watched Ryan Sieg, one of the fastest cars on the track, not in the playoffs. Ryan Sieg back into the top 10 after all those issues on pit road at the end of stage 2.
That's impressive. Right now, Eric Almirola leads coming off of turn number 2. They're caught up in lap traffic. Almirola just got around Garrett Smithley. Now Jesse Love trying to do the same, Pat.
Yeah, and he'll make that pass pretty easy. Bottom of the racetrack. About 6-7 car lengths separate first and second. Here's Almirola off the corner again.
All right, Ross Chastain, Eric Almirola has led the most laps. He's got the dominant car right now, although not that much over Jesse Love. What do you think the strategy is now as far as making their last pit stop if we stay green?
You have a driver up here with you, Mark. I'm not a crew chief. I don't know. I drive. They tell me the lap times, and they tell me when to pit. Look, with this, we had a little over 100 laps to go when we started this stage, so they're going to run somewhere in the middle of those 100 laps, and they're going to pit. Some drivers and teams will elect to go past that. They can go a bit further than the halfway point of this stage on fuel, hoping for a caution, and some might split it down the middle. That's how the Cup Series would do it. We would split it at the optimal or a lap or two before, and then you'll see. You will still have one set of Goodyear Eagles left in the pits after you make this stop.
We're hearing about 14, 13 laps to go until that pit window opens. That'll leave them somewhere between, say, 50 to 55 laps to go. Watching the leaders right now, they just got around Blaine Perkins, at least Eric Almirola did. Ryan Ellis up in front of them as they come to the front straightaway mark. Lap traffic is allowing Jesse Love to catch our race leader. Call it about 3 car lengths.
It looks like a replay of the last stage where Jesse Love kind of was, Eric would let him kind of close in, then he'd pull away. Connor Zilic back in third spot, about 10, 20 car lengths just waving, hey guys, I'm still here. That looks exactly like the end of stage number 2.
Yeah, I think Connor Zilic might be waving, but his hands are on the wheel as he continues to drive his Junior Motorsports Chevy as we see Jesse Love work to the inside of another lap car. I don't think that Eric Almirola wants that lead to be any smaller than it has to be. He knows pit stops are coming within a certain amount of laps, and they're updating him inside of that JGR team car. But he wants to keep that gap pushed out as far as he can. He doesn't want to give Jesse Love any chance. You know, and we look at the top 3, they're close enough, in my opinion, to swap positions on the green flag pit cycle. Justin Allgaier has fallen back far enough. Even with a great pit cycle, if the top 3 just have a normal cycle, they're not going to change anything, as we see our first driver on pit road with Sheldon Creed.
Sheldon Creed, the first one to open up the pit cycle, Heather DeBow.
Yeah, and he actually just told his team that he feels like he has a vibration in the right front, and as far as handling was going before that, he was saying he needs to be freed up. So the team is going to work right now. 4 tires, Sunoco Field for Sheldon Creed.
That's the outer edge of the pit cycle with 63 laps to go. Not sure if they built in enough for a potential green, white checker finish, but Ross, when you got to come in, you got to come in.
Well, with a veteran driver of this series like Sheldon Creed, if you're the crew chief and you hear him say vibration, you're in the pit window, I love it. Pit, go ahead, be on the leading edge of it as we see Harrison Burton on pit road, Wendy Venturini.
A lot of action down there on pit road. Harrison Burton came in. He kind of snuck in. He's got that stealth-colored kind of gray car out there as well, Mark.
He's kind of hiding out there. Ross, would it be a little bit cause for concern if I'm Jesse Love, Connor Zilic, and their teams? Eric Almirola out front, you know he's not using everything he's got. This is not the time yet, and yet he's out front very comfortably.
Do we know that? I think if Eric Almirola could sneak up the show, he would. Now, he wants to do the best he can to win this race. So with Jesse Love only a few car lengths back, Yeah, like I said, they're all in the. It's still close enough that on this cycle, when they do come to pit road, it's close enough that anybody in any of those top 3 could swap spots.
Jesse Love just cut off a 1/10 of a second. They're midway down the Nellis straightaway.
Yeah, then they worked their way down here in the corner. Call it maybe 3-4 car lengths between first and second. Almirola down at the very bottom of the racetrack. Let's go to the pit road and Brett McMillan.
And Taylor Gray's come in. He's getting a 4-tire change. A little slow with the right rear. They also gave him a chassis adjustment. He wanted to fire off better. He did. But he also wanted a little bit of help in turns 1 and 2. 16-second stop for him.
Battle for the lead, Nick Yeoman.
Boy, Eric Almirola having a hard time keeping his car on the bottom of the racetrack. That opens the door for Jesse Love. It's a drag race to 3.
Side by side for the lead. Here's what Jesse Love was looking for. Just give me an opportunity. Almirola will slide back. He's got a mirror full of Zilich. Here comes the 2-car off the corner. He's the new leader.
For the second time today, Jesse Love is out front as we go back to pit lane and Brett McMillan.
William Swalich is in. He's getting an air pressure adjustment. Car was just a little bit tight. 4-tire change, filling up with Sunoco fuel. Great stop for them, 13.2 seconds.
Connor Zilich has caught the fight between Jesse Love and Eric Almirola as they go midway down the back straightaway. We will go to Wendy Venturini.
Well, I heard Jesse Love is going to be pitting this time. Justin Allgaier comes to a stop directly in front of us. Justin Allgaier has had some issues with his brake pedal.
Trouble just for a second there. Eric Almirola got into the back of the 2-car as they both were trying to get onto the pit road. Back down to you, Wendy Venturini.
They're on the left side of the car. 4 tires, Sunoco fuel for Justin Allgaier. The sign is ready for Jesse Love to come to a stop as well. Let's go over to Heather DeBow.
And Eric Almirola slides into his pit box. He told the team he was about a quarter number loose in the middle of 1 and 2. They're going to work on the right side tires and then making their way around to the left side tires as well. Also in the 21 of Austin Hill, he said he's sideways again, really loose, just completely unpredictable. Wendy Venturini.
Jesse Love, a very fast pit stop for tires, Sunoco fuel. They made a track bar adjustment the last time down pit road, and Paul Swan just made another track bar adjustment for Jesse Love. Heather DeBow.
And Carson Kvapila and the team had a little bit of trouble on the right front. They couldn't get the tire off, but he said that he's a little free wrapping the line, but not bad other than that. Wendy Venturini.
Connor Zilich comes to a stop. He said he is not very good in turns 3 and 4. He does not know what to do when he gets on the line. He gets a little bit loose. It's going to be 4 tires and fuel for Connor Zilich. Brett McMillan.
Christian Eckes is in. They're on the left side now. We had the disastrous pit stop last time with only got 1 lug nut on the left front. No such problem, it appears this time. 4-tire change, Sunoco fuel, little air pressure adjustment. He's out of here.
Wow. Connor Zilich exiting pit road right now, coming off of 2. Here comes Jesse Love. A lot of lap traffic in there. Zilich blends up into the racetrack. Eric Almirola is going to get around Zilich as well, but that got pretty hairy, Mark.
It did. Nick Sanchez inherited the lead. He hit pit road. Brandon Jones, Daniel Dye, Daniel Hemrick still on the racetrack. Let's go to Wendy Venturini.
Sammy Smith comes to a stop. They are going to take a water bottle and exchange that out. Also a tear off. It's 4 tires, Sunoco fuel, and a big track bar adjustment. Early on in the race, he felt like something was broken actually on Sammy Smith and felt like he was on the verge of wrecking. Sammy Smith fighting for it today. Heather DeBow.
And Brandon Jones pulls into his pit box. He told the team that he needs more grip on entry, so they're going to tighten up the 20 with a chassis adjustment for Goodyear tires and Sunoco fuel.
So Jesse Love has reassumed the lead. Eric Almirola runs behind him. Connor Zilich, actually, Nick Yeoman, it looks like he got the best of that. He's caught those 2.
Yeah, but I mean, how amazing that they were running 1, 2, 3, similar gaps, and they all come to pit lane, and they all come out nearly identical. Pat, that is great work by those 3 pit crews.
Yeah, separated now by about 4 car lengths apiece as Jesse Love pulls that group down into turns 3 and 4, down at the very bottom of the racetrack off the corner.
A number of drivers have not pitted yet. Daniel Dye still on the racetrack, along with Daniel Hemrick, Kyle Sieg, to name 3. Of course, when they pit, again, this will be a battle for the lead with Love, Almirola, and Zilich. We'll take a break at Las Vegas Motor Speedway with 53 laps to go in the Focus Health 302.
In addition to traditional summer camp, Victory Junction also hosts family weekends, partner programs, and day camps. And the Victory Junction Outreach Program takes camp fun beyond our gates to children at hospitals and partner sites throughout North Carolina, South Carolina, and Virginia. Victory Junction makes the impossible accessible.
This is a place that needs to be here 50 years from now, 100 years from now. We are never going to run out of kids that can benefit from Victory Junction.
Discover how you can get involved at victoryjunction.org.
So you're a Toyota Cup driver and you just made it to the playoffs. Now all you have to do is win. Easy. Just turn left, right? That and start strong, take off, reach 200 miles per hour, maintain a good position, no big deal, lap again, time your pit stops, steer clear of accidents, talk to your crew chief like your best friend, and most importantly, turn left. Easy, right? You in? Get up to speed at tgrna.com. Toyota, let's go places. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, LLC.
51 laps to go here at Las Vegas. Eric Almirola going after Jesse Love. This is not for the top spot, but it will eventually be. They're in turn 3.
Yeah, and they got a lot of lap traffic in front of them. Love's going to have to make a deciding move right here. He's going to go to the bottom of the racetrack. He's able to escape Eric Almirola. Almirola not letting him go.
Jesse Love almost went to the apron to get around Josh Williams. He's able to do it, but Almirola tight on his bumper.
And so is Connor Zilic. They are evenly separated, 1, 2, 3 by about a car length. Love on the bottom, Almirola in the middle of the racetrack, Zilic on the bottom, they rocket off at 2.
Yeah, Zilic maybe with the best opportunity he's had to see the front again as he works right behind Almirola into turn number 3. All 3 cars, Jesse Love, Almirola, and Zilic. Bottom of the racetrack off the corner.
Daniel Hemrick, Kyle Sieg have not pitted, but Jesse Love holding the 3rd spot. Eventually, this will be again the battle for the lead. Almirola, Zilic close in.
And it is most certainly a battle back into turn number 1. Again, 1 car length between Love and Almirola, a car length or maybe 2 back to Connor Zilic. They run nose to tail off at 2.
Here they come down the Nellis straightaway. Jesse Love in charge of this group right now at the moment, down to the bottom of the racetrack. He goes. Call Almirola a half a car length back, and then there's Zilic, another half a car length.
Daniel Hemrick comes on to pit road. He gives up the top spot. We owe our local stations a break. From Las Vegas Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, this is Brett McMillan. The opinions fly fast and furious each week on the Pit Reporters.
Every other major league sport has a playoff system, so I think the playoff system should stay. I do think there's maybe slight middle ground where there could be some changes that are made.
I do remember seasons where this championship had been decided well before the last few races, so it just isn't quite the same vibe that we have now.
Join us each week for the Pit Reporters.
Hi, I'm Ryan Blaney, a third-generation race car driver, and I dedicate a lot of my time going fast. But when my grandpa was diagnosed with Alzheimer's, it was a very unexpected bump in the road for us. It's important to notice if older family members are acting differently or having trouble with routine tasks. Early detection of Alzheimer's can give your family time to explore support services and access available treatments. If you or your family are noticing changes, it could be Alzheimer's. Talk about seeing a doctor together. Visit alz.org/time to talk. A message from the Alzheimer's Association and the Ad Council.
After Daniel Hemrick came into pit, Jesse Love resumed the lead, but we have a new second-place driver, Pat Patterson.
Connor Zilic just made it look easy. He drove right underneath Eric Almirola as if Almirola wasn't paying attention. He lost that spot, and now he's trying to catch up. Here's the leader off 4.
It'll be 45 laps to go this time by. Jesse Love has cleared lap traffic. So is Connor Zilic. They'll race back into 1.
And a reminder, Jesse Love, just 1 win on the season. That happened in the first race of the year at Daytona. Connor Zilic, he's got 10 of these things, and he raced down the back straightaways. Love with a little breathing room, call it 3 car lengths.
Yeah, and they got a little breathing room when it comes to lap traffic. They have been really trying to tackle a moving slalom course the last 4 or 5 laps. Here's the leader, Love, off 4.
A yellow could change it, but right now it looks like 3 cars fighting for the top spot. Justin Allgaier fading in 4th, 4.5 seconds back.
Yep, 1, 2, 3. They run on the racetrack as they continue to pick their way through lap traffic. Next car ahead is Trevor Bayne, but it is Jesse Love and that red and white Chevrolet digging hard with the race lead off of turn 2.
Love down the Nellis straightaway now towards turn number 3. Lets that car hang out next to that bright yellow wall down to the bottom line, and that white line paints it with that front left tire, as do Connor Zilic and Eric Almirola.
43 laps to go this time by, and Ross Chastain, this pit cycle was opened up with 63 to go by Sheldon Creed, and that one's paid off in a big way.
That's right. Currently running in the 5th fifth position after earlier pitting just to make adjustments to his car, guys, without even changing the tires. An early call to pit road in the neighborhood of 5 to almost 10 laps ahead of some of our other leaders inside of the top 10. Currently netted out in fifth. The best thing, it runs a while and another caution and gets him to reset.
Connor Zilic now on the back bumper of Jesse Love. They exit turn number 4. They might have made slight contact. Jesse Love now blocks Zilic to the inside. They're in the same tire tracks to 1.
Yeah, Jesse Love had a big moment here in turn 2 1 lap ago. That car got sideways and it allowed Zilic to get right on the back bumper. They'll chase each other down the back straightaway with Eric Almirola in tow.
They both better be careful. Almirola is really good at taking advantage of these two guys if they get to racing side by side. Up front, though, Jesse Love doesn't have that problem, as once again he leads all 4.
It's a three-way battle for the lead, but Daniel Hemrick's involved in this one on fresher tires. Hemrick drives to the outside of second place Connor Zilic. He's going to try and unlap himself.
Yeah, I would imagine all 3 of the front runners were just told, hey, by the way, that car is not for position, but Daniel Hemrick is mighty fast on those fresh tires. He gets around Zilic. Now he'll try to get around Jesse Love, unlap himself in turn 3.
And that's exactly what he's going to try to do. He's going to go to the high side of the racetrack now. He'll try to work to the outside of Jesse Love. Here comes Daniel Hemrick trying to unlap himself off the corner.
Hemrick in the 21st spot has indeed unlapped himself. He did it the old-fashioned way, drives around the leader. Zilic now pulls in on Love again.
All right, so we can resume this battle for the race lead. Jesse Love on the bottom. Connor Zilic has moved up off the bottom of the racetrack. First time we've seen him move up to the middle lane, trying to build that momentum. He's got to find a car length and a half.
Jesse Love's got a fast car in front of him, and Hendrick got a fast car behind him with Zilic, and he's trying to hold on to his spot. Bottom of the racetrack, once again, the red and white number 2 holds his spot over Zilic.
39 to go. Let's give you a rundown as Jesse Love leads here in the Focus Tail 302. Connor Zilic close behind in second. Third is Eric Almirola. Justin Allgaier fourth. Sheldon Creed is fifth, but was just told he might be a lap or 2 short on Sunoco fuel. Ryan Sieg is sixth. Seventh, Nick Sanchez. Austin Hill eighth. Ninth, Taylor Gray. 10th is Corey Day.
Brandon Jones 11th. 12th is Harrison Burton. Sam Mayer 13th. William Sawalich 14th. Then it's Carson Quapple 15th. 16th, Christian Eckes. Sammy Smith 17th. 18th, Daniel Dye. 19th, Matt DiBenedetto. Trevor Bain in 20th.
Daniel Hemrick back on the lead lap all by himself. He runs 21st. 22nd, 1 lap down is Dean Thompson. 23rd, Brennan Poole. Jeb Burton 24th. Austin Green 25th. 26th, Kyle Sieg. Josh Williams 27th. 28th, Anthony Alfredo. Blaine Perkins 29th. 2 laps down is Parker Retzloff in 30th.
31st, Ryan Ellis. Mason Maggio 32nd. Nick Lights 33rd. Garrett Smithley 34th. 35th, Joey Gase. Off the racetrack right now, Jeremy Clements. Out of the race in 37th, Mason Massey. 38th, Thomas Annunziata.
So Jesse Love is leading into 1, but only 3 car lengths over Connor Zilic.
Yeah, they are evenly separated, and the guy that's maybe losing the most right now is Eric Almirola. He's fallen about 8 car lengths behind. Zilic, though, on the move, took a look to the inside down the backstretch.
We got a battle for the lead once again. It'll be Zilic right to the bumper of the number 2 Chevy of the leader, and he moves his car over to the right-hand side. But Love is able to hold it off all 4.
As they come down to the stripe, 36 laps to go. Eric Almirola now starting to lose some ground as Love and Zilic are back in 1.
Dueling into that first corner at the bottom of the racetrack. Again, not catching much lap traffic as these Goodyear tires start to stabilize a little bit, but Connor Zilic continues to mount the pressure for Jesse Love.
Yeah, Trevor Bain is that next car that Love is going to face in terms of lap traffic in front of him. Once again, only about a car length and a half separate first and second. It's about 10 car lengths back to third.
35 laps to go in the Focus Tail 302. Jesse Love leads Connor Zilic. Eric Almirola, Justin Allgaier now to move Nick Sanchez into the top 5.
Here's John Felton of Cheddar's Scratch Kitchen.
We've been partnered with NASCAR for about 6 years now. We specifically are aligned with Kyle Busch, the driver of the number 8 car with Richard Childress Racing. And we've continued to expand the various ways that we can engage the NASCAR community. Radio has been very helpful for us in terms of accessing the fan base directly, helping share our story about American classics and homestyle comfort food at an unbeatable price. Through relationships that we've built with the on-air personalities, we've had them host events for us. The conversations feel real And so that's a brand and an organization that has a personality that is a good fit for our brand. So it is an authentic way to connect with the fan base while also telling our story as an organization. At the same time, we want people to be excited about NASCAR.
Thank you, John. NASCAR Network Radio drives business.
From Las Vegas Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hi, this is Doug Rice at PRN. Join me every Monday night for another great episode of Fast Talk.
I watched the race on TV, and they wanted to give him the mantle of greatest of all time, and he's won 4 races in a row. And so I can't do that yet. But I do think what we're watching is a guy who's changing the sport. He's changing the way the other drivers approach road racing. He's making them study. He's making them up their game.
That's Fast Talk right here on the Performance Racing Network.
Local radio brings people together like never before.
It's a beautiful hometown weekend out there. We've got
your local stations keep you informed and involved with music, talk shows, and real-time news updates you can trust. We are live and local. We are America's broadcasters, connecting you to what matters most. Text radio to 52886 and tell Congress to support your local radio stations.
Message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to STOP.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Next time by, just 30 laps to go in the Focused Health 302 here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Jesse Love, Connor Zilic vying for the top spot are beginning to leave. Third place, Eric Almirola. They have left Justin Allgaier in the dust. He is now almost 7 seconds back.
Heavy lap traffic now for leader Jesse Love.
And Brad, these are good cars that they're going to try to lap, like Trevor Bayne, Sammy Smith, Matt DiBenedetto. This is about to get really interesting. In fact, the lap traffic stacked up right in front of Jesse Love and Connor Zilic. Love dives to the bottom of the racetrack to try to clear him.
Love's going to get some running room down at the bottom, so Connor Zilic is going to have an opportunity to get right to the bumper of the 2 car. Battle for the lead off of turn number 4 as Love gets a little bit loose. Here comes Zilic.
Connor Zilic, we got a spin, Pat, in front of you in turn number 4.
One car spinning sideways right in front of me, gets it woed up. Caution is on the racetrack. Everybody else moves to avoid it. Right now, as we're trying to get an eyeball at the 26, that is Dean Thompson that has turned himself around right in front of us, and the caution's out.
Connor Zilic just took the lead as we have 29 laps to go in the Focused Health 302. I can't tell if that's an opportune caution or not. That racing was getting pretty crazy.
It was, and this is the time to slap on that last set of stickers, and here we go.
Okay, crew chiefs, this is why you get paid the big bucks. Make the call. Are you coming down pit road for your last set of tires, Mark?
We'll take a break. We'll come back for those pit stops at Las Vegas Motor Speedway.
eBay has reinvented vehicle buying. From click to curb, everything's covered. Ever try to buy a car online and end up in a parking lot with a stranger and some blind trust? That era is over. Now with Secure Purchase, eBay isn't just where you find your car. It's where you buy it, start to finish. Title, financing, registration, delivery, it's all built in. This is the modern way to buy your next ride on eBay. eBay. Things people love. Secure Purchase is powered by Caramel Dealer Services, LLC, an eBay subsidiary.
This is Kyle Petty for Echo Park Automotive. As you might imagine, I know a thing or two about cars, and I'm here to tell you about a whole new way to buy a car, truck, or SUV. Did you know that Echo Park Automotive has over 95,000 five-star reviews? On top of that, every car that Echo Park Automotive sells goes through a 190-point inspection to make sure that it looks and drives like new, so you leave happy. It's even in their name, Echo Park Automotive. Every car, happy owner. The official used car dealer of Speedway Motorsports.
Right when Connor Zilic took the lead, Dean Thompson spun and brought out a caution. We have 28 laps to go. Pit road is closed. We'll see how crazy things get here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway when we come back. This is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
grab a friend and pack the cooler. Saturday Night Racing returns to North Wilkesboro Speedway October 18th for the ZMAX Cars Tour Championship. See rising stars like Keelan Harvick compete against short track racing's best in season finals for Pro Late Model stock, and the Smart Modified Tour. Party down North Wilkesboro style with the ZMAX Cars Tour Saturday, October 18th. For tickets, visit northwilkesborospeedway.com.
More than 200 members of Congress are standing up for AM radio listeners. The AM Radio for Every Vehicle Act will keep AM radio in cars, because when cell and internet services are down, this free service could be your only lifeline. Text AM to 39179. Tell Congress to pass this critical legislation now.
The message and data rates may apply. You may receive up to 4 messages a month, and you may text STOP to stop.
This message furnished by the National Association of Broadcasters.
Under just the fourth caution flag, and the Focus held 3:02 as the leaders come down pit road. They'll cross the stripe, put 26 laps up on the board. The most critical pit stops of the day about to happen. Connor Zilic has the #1 pit, but all day long, Jesse Love's crew has been lightning quick. Can they win the battle off a pit lane, or maybe Eric Almirola's crew? We're about to find out. Brett McMillan.
All right, Taylor Gray is going to be the first one in when they come around that big old bend and down pit road. He says the car has been tight. They're going to give him an air pressure adjustment. Also, Corey Day said the car fired off tight but then went loose. He also said it had been a little edgy in the back, so they'll give him a 4-tire change and fill off that tank of Sunoco fuel. Heather DeBow.
And Nick Sanchez from the 5th position, happy enough with that car. No adjustments for him, just 4 tires and fuel. Eric Almirola saying he's just a little too tight and wants a half a number of turn. Whitney Venturini.
Jesse Love has been a little bit free. It's a half a pound in the left side tires. 4 tires a little bit slower on the stop. Justin Allgaier also on pit road. A little bit slower stop for him and Connor Zilic. He was a little bit too loose, but the adjustments have been helping Connor Zilic. 4 tires and Sunoco fuel.
Zilic the first off a pit lane, followed by Almirola, Jesse Love, Nick Sanchez, Justin Allgaier 5th, then Creed, Hill, Sieg, Jones, Gray. They're the top 10 off the pit lane.
The Earnhardt family has always trusted Bass Pro Shops for all their outdoor needs, and I continue to be a proud customer. I grew up shopping here, and now I love bringing my family here to gear up for all our adventures together. And now, Bass Pro Shops Club members enjoy special savings and earn points towards free gear, which is rewarding when buying what you need for your next adventure. Spending time outdoors with the ones you love, sharing memories and making new ones, that's an Earnhardt family tradition that I'm proud to carry on.
From fueling NASCAR champions on the track for over 20 years to innovating 94 octane, the highest octane on the market. Performance is what Sunoco does. All Sunoco fuel at the pump meets the same top-tier standards as the fuel used in NASCAR. From the track to your tank, you can trust Sunoco to help your vehicle perform at its peak.
We will restart with 23 laps to go in the Focus Health 302. From Las Vegas Motor Speedway, this is PRN, the Performance Racing Network.
Hey, it's Charlie and Debbie, along with NASCAR legend Kyle Petty, inviting you to join us for Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown.
Each week, we'll put it in reverse and take a trip down memory lane, looking back at that week's top 20 country songs from years past.
We'll dive into what made those songs and artists move the needle, what pop culture trends made those years unique.
And you'll get to hear me tell stories only I can tell.
So don't miss Kyle Petty's Back Then Again Country Countdown right here each week.
Welcome to PRN's At the Track. I'm Lenny Baticki. We are PRN's half-hour weekly show dedicated to the short track, dirt track, legends, and kart racing across the Southeast. We provide our audience with the news and insightful conversations with the newsmakers from grassroots racing. How did that help you this time to take this victory from a grassroots perspective?
I definitely felt like Martinsville was a lot harder than the other one.
That's PRN's At the Track.
Field is coming to 1 to go. We're going to restart this race with 23 laps to go, and we will take you to the checkered flag presented by Toyota. For the latest Toyota Gazoo racing information, visit tgrna.com.
So, at this point, Connor Zilic is our leader. Eric Almirola second. Jesse Love third. Nick Sanchez fourth. Fifth, Justin Allgaier. Sheldon Creed is sixth. Seventh is Austin Hill. Ryan Sieg eighth. Ninth, Brandon Jones. 10th, Taylor Gray.
William Sawalich runs in 11th. 12th is Corey Day. Harrison Burton is 13th. Sam Maris 14th. 15th, Carson Quapple. Daniel Hemrick is 16th. Christian Eck is 17th. 18th, Daniel Dye. Trevor Bain 19th. 20th, Matt DiBenedetto.
Sammy Smith back on the lead lap in 21st. 22nd, Brennan Poole. Kyle Sieg 23rd. Jeb Burton 24th. Austin Green 25th. Josh Williams 26th. Anthony Alfredo 27th. Blaine Perkins 28th. Dean Thompson, Parker Retzlaff -1 round out the top 30.
Ryan Ellis will restart in 31st. Mason Maggio 32nd. Nick Lights 33rd. 34th, Garrett Smithley. Joey Gase 35th. Out of the race, Jeremy Clements will finish 36th. Transmission issue. Mason Maggio will finish 37th, and Thomas Annunziata will finish 38th.
Jason Brownlow, pace car driver in the Toyota Supra GR pace car. Get that right. Anyways, he hopes this is the last time he's got to go down pit road. And maybe this is the last time we'll get into the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. Every car, happy owner. Echo Park Automotive, let's do this thing.
Fans are on their feet here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway as that Toyota GR Supra pace car will make the hard left turn. We are racing under the lights. We head toward the Echo Park Automotive restart zone. Connor Zilic, the control car, on the inside of Eric Almirola. Zilic gets the jump. A nice little bump from Jesse Love. Zilic will try and clear Eric Almirola. Almirola getting a big push from Nick Sanchez as they head to 1.
Boy, it looks like Justin Allgaier is going to try to go 3 wide. He jumps out of the throttle. That stacks things up about 6 or 7 cars back. Up front, though, Connor Zilic digging on the bottom. Eric Almirola to his outside.
Side by side for the lead. That's the way they run down the Nellis straightaway into turn 3. Zilic, bottom of the racetrack, right on the white line. Almirola to the high side, trying to take the lead away.
4 cars, 2 by 2, streaking to the finish line. We've got only 22 laps to go. Nearly a dead heat. Zilic and Almirola out front.
It's Zilic on the bottom. Eric Almirola running the top side. Behind them, Jesse Love on the bottom. Nick Sanchez with a nice run to the middle of the racetrack. Sanchez looking to take third. Eric Almirola looking for the race lead.
Sanchez to the 3rd spot. Here's the battle for the lead into turn number 3. Bottom of the racetrack. That's where Connor Zilic holds it on. Down to the very bottom. He's got Almirola by a car length off the corner.
Nick Sanchez no longer a playoffs contender, but you wouldn't know it. He's taking away the 2nd spot from Eric Almirola. As he does so, Connor Zilic able to stretch out his lead.
And this is no fluke. Nick Sanchez qualified well and is running the top 5 all day long. Just had the bottom open up. Jesse Love, they nearly made contact, battling for 3rd. Sanchez falls in behind Almirola.
Down the backstretch they go once again. Zilic out in front by about 3 to 4 car lengths. Almirola with the 2nd spot. Sanchez works the high side of the racetrack. Stays locked right on Almirola off 4.
Out to lunch for most of this race. Sheldon Creed is 5th. He's battling side by side with Justin Allgaier. In their draft, Corey Day.
I would have never expected Sheldon Creed to get to that top 5 after how slow and out of shape his car looked in the first stage. He is running that outside groove. Justin Allgaier on the bottom. They're door to door down the backstretch.
Back up front, Sanchez gets the door shut on him. Down the backstretch by Almirola. He's got a faster car than the 19. He's making it work on the bottom of the racetrack.
Almirola wants to try and catch Connor Zilic for the lead, but he can't. He has to watch Nick Sanchez. Sanchez, a car length and a half off the back bumper of Almirola.
Such a tough spot for a race car driver to be in. Almirola now can focus forward as he's got about 2 car lengths clear of Nick Sanchez. But again, Almirola's had a hard time in turn 2 keeping his car on the bottom. That brings Sanchez right back into the mix.
Right behind that group, Justin Allgaier trying to do everything he can to get around Sheldon Creed. Creed is not letting him go, pressuring him at the bottom of the racetrack. Here's the battle for 2nd off the corner.
Sanchez rises up the racetrack, almost gets into the door of Eric Almirola at the stripe. Give him a half car length advantage on the inside.
And as they side draft and slow each other down, it's about a 10 car length advantage advantage for Connor Zilic. He is opening it up. Boy, Sanchez got really sideways underneath Almirola. Almost wrecked there, Pat, in turn 2.
That's going to bring Jesse Love right to his bumper. Love sees an opportunity now to do away with Sanchez. Goes to the bottom of the racetrack. That's the battle for third we're talking about. Here comes Jesse Love.
That bobble might just be the break that Eric Almirola needs. He was able to dispatch of Nick Sanchez and go after Connor Zilic. Now Jesse Love is driven to the inside of Sanchez for third.
Yep, Jesse Love going to try to pick the pieces and get around Nick Sanchez. Sanchez runs a really tight line. Doesn't give Jesse Love a lot of room. Slowed him down. They'll stay side by side off the 2.
That's going to bring Justin Allgaier ever so closer to that spot, and the battle with those two that are raging up front for the third spot. Jesse Love on the bottom of the racetrack. Sanchez to the outside, making it work off the corner.
Connor Zilic powers out of turn number 4. He'll flash across the stripe with just 16 laps to go, easing away just a bit from Eric Almirola.
That battle for third is not done. In fact, it's about to become a 3-car battle because Justin Allgaier has gotten up on the steering wheel. He will watch those 2 youngsters. Jesse Love gets sideways, nearly clears out Nick Sanchez. Allgaier making them both pat down the backstretch.
Here comes the Brandt Chevy, taking advantage of that now. Move him up to the 4th spot. Is Sanchez right in front of him? Here's Connor Zilic off the corner and leading Eric Almirola.
As they come off of turn number 4, now Justin Allgaier, he's on the back bumper of Nick Sanchez. Jesse Love has collected his race car. It's a 3-car battle for third.
Boy, those 2 youngsters, Sanchez and Love, are just driving the daylights out of their race cars late in the event. Justin Allgaier, nice and smooth. He cleared Jesse Love. Now, Pat, he'll go to work on third place, Nick Sanchez.
Call it a half a car length, the battle between third and 4th. Allgaier in the 4th spot. Meanwhile, up front, it appears Almirola trying to close the gap on the leader, Connor Zilic.
Down to the stripe, getting down to the closing stages, only 14 to go. Again, Zilic comfortably ahead of Almirola, the battle raging for third.
It's about a half a car length as Justin Allgaier looked inside, looked outside. Now he'll go to the bottom of the racetrack. Nick Sanchez leaves the door open. We'll see the stability and speed of Justin Allgaier's car. It's there, gets back in line. He'll draft down the backstretch.
Allgaier set fast time today, led him to green, but he's in the 4th spot right now, trying to make up ground on Nick Sanchez midway through 3 and 4. Half a car length separate 3rd and 4th.
Last time by, Eric Almirola made up a 1/10 of a second on Connor Zilic with 13 laps to go. This time, Almirola makes up another 1/10.
He is reeling them in like he's fishing on a lake. It's down to about 5 or 6 car lengths. Zilic again has been glued to the bottom of the racetrack. Almirola running a little bit higher, and again, Pat, he's inching forward.
Here comes Justin Allgaier. He wants that 3rd spot. He wants to get up and battle with those guys for the lead right now. Takes the red number 7 to the bottom of the racetrack, paints the white line. Sanchez not letting him go, but Allgaier moved him up a spot.
Here's Almirola, slid just a bit coming out of turn number 4. He trails Zilic. Now in the 3rd spot. Let's get the gap for Justin Allgaier to the leader, 1.8 seconds.
Yep, Nick Sanchez trying to fight back in that 4th position. Really good battle right behind them as Jesse Love sees his mirrors fill up with Corey Day, who's starting to rim ride. He'll look trying to get around that Whelen Chevrolet down the backstretch.
Up front, the distance between 1st and 2nd, call it 2 car lengths. Both Zilic and Almirola at the very bottom of the racetrack.
11 to go this time by. It's a battle for the lead. Eric Almirola has caught Connor Zilic. Call it 1 car length off the back bumper as he looks to the high side toward 1.
Eric Almirola won stage 1 and stage 2, but they don't hand out trophies for stage wins. He wants to win the 3rd and final stage, and he's got a run right to the back bumper of Connor Zilic off the 2.
Here comes Almirola, and of course Zilic trying to take his line away into the corner. The veteran with a lot more experience pulls right to the bumper of the leader Zilic off of turn 4.
10 laps to go. The race still hangs in the balance as Connor Zilic tries to hold off Eric Almirola. Justin Allgaier valiantly trying to reel them in.
Yep, if either of those front 2 bobble, Justin Allgaier is going to be there, but he is not close enough to really mix it up here in the late stages. As for Connor Zilic, the advantage is about a car length over Eric Almirola, who continues to pressure him down the backstretch.
Zilic trying to hold off Almirola, half a car length. Almirola goes right to his bumper, almost gets into him into the corner. Almirola pressuring now on the outside, backs off the corner.
Bumper to bumper off of turn number 4. Zilic protected the bottom. Jesse Love has dropped out of the top 5 as Corey Day passed him. Leaders are back in 1.
Connor Zilic has about a 1.5 car length length advantage for Eric Almirola, and now Zilic is moving around the racetrack. He's running the middle of the track. That car looked a little unstable. That's all Eric Almirola needs. They're side by side down the backstretch for the lead.
Battle for the lead. Almirola's got an advantage. He gets a nose out in front, bottom of the racetrack. Eric Almirola going to take the spot away from Connor Zilic. Zilic drifts up the racetrack, and Justin Allgaier trying to close in.
Eric Almirola takes the lead for the 4th time in this event. He'll do it with 8 laps to go. Zilic, though, is not going anywhere.
And again, it was just a slight bobble run in the middle of the racetrack that cost Connor Zilic. Now he goes back to the bottom. That's where he's way more comfortable, but he has to get on the attack about a car length behind Almirola.
Zilic has got to overcome Almirola and the clean air that he's got up front, calling about a car length and a half. Zilic, bottom of the racetrack. Here comes Almirola once again off the corner.
7 to go this time by Eric Almirola leads Connor Zilic by a car length and a half. Don't look now. Justin Allgaier is lurking. He's less than a second from the leader.
Justin Allgaier is praying that these front two can get side by side to slow him down enough to get him into the mix. Right now he's got to find about 10 to 12 car lengths as Eric Almirola continues to lead Connor Zilic.
Justin Allgaier is closing it in on the top 2 drivers right now. Almirola out in front, calling a car length and a half over Zilic, both at the very bottom of the racetrack. They are going to catch a little bit of lap traffic between here and the house.
6 laps to go in this race. 2 slower cars up ahead. Leaders back to 1.
Yep, they are heading back to turn number 1, and this time Eric Almirola with his largest lead of this stage. It's about 4 or 5 car lengths over Connor Zilic. In fact, Justin Allgaier is catching his teammate Pat as they all roar off a 2.
Good call, Nick. The eye test says the 7 is closing in on the top 2. Right now, though, Almirola, he applies the gas in a big way down here in 3 and 4. He's pulling out by about a 5 or 7 car lead off the corner.
Nick Lights moves out of the way for Eric Almirola. Connor Zilic has to tuck in behind him, however. That's going to cost him another 10th or 2 as they race back to 1.
Almirola, the race leader. Zilic second, Allgaier third, and tipped the cap to Corey Day. He just picked off Nick Sanchez and moved that Hendrick Cars Chevrolet machine into the 4th position. It's still Almirola down the backstretch.
Down the Nellis straightaway, here comes Eric Almirola, the number 19, working at the very bottom of the racetrack. That's where he's liked it all day long. Zilic doing everything he can to get to the bumper of him, not about 12 car lengths back right now off of turn number 4.
With 4 laps to go, he'll negotiate his way to the inside of a lapped automobile, and then nothing but clear racetrack up ahead for Eric Almirola.
Almirola is no stranger to victory lane this season in this part-time effort. He's gotten it done at both Phoenix and Bristol, running the middle of the racetrack. Zilic has closed it back down, Pat, to 3 car lengths.
That's exactly what Zilic wanted to do. Maybe cool the tires just enough, maybe to get him one more fight against Almirola. Call it 4 car lengths separate first and second off the corner.
3 laps to go. Connor Zilic is closing off of turn number 4. Here's Eric Almirola. Zilic now has whittled it down to just 2 car lengths as they head to 1.
Boy, we got a battle for the race win here in the closing laps of Las Vegas. Connor Zilic with a great run to the inside. The car washes up the racetrack right on the back bumper of Almirola. Almirola has a hard time keeping it on the middle.
Zilic now down to throwing Hail Marys to try to get in front of Eric Almirola, the leader, going into turn number 3. Only a half a car length separate first and second. Here they come off the corner.
With 2 laps to go, it's a 2-man fight for the win in the Focused Health 302. Eric Almirola trying to hold off a game Connor Zilic.
Back into turn number 1. Zilic right on the back bumper. Now he'll go to the top side of the racetrack. Eric Almirola goes to the bottom. That's where his car's been unstable. Zilic really sideways off of turn 2. Pat, he nearly wrecked.
Working it every way he can. Zilic trying to get this win over Eric Almirola. Justin Allgaier not a factor in the 3rd spot. Here comes Almirola once again off turn number 4.
White flag in the air here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Eric Almirola will drive across the start-finish line. He's now stretched it out to 7 car lengths over Connor Zilic.
Connor Zilic's car was sideways all the way through the apex of turns 1 and 2 a lap ago. It cost him a ton. He's digging deep on this final lap, but the advantage for Almirola off a 2 for the final time is 5 car lengths.
Here we go. Does Zilic have anything left for the leader? Down the Nellis straightaway into the turn number 3, make it 5 car lengths. Eric Almirola, he's in control off the corner in 4.
He works his way out of turn number 4. Break out the broom for Eric Almirola. He wins both stages, and he takes the checkered flag in the Focused Health 302. He beats the seemingly unbeatable Connor Zilic, who winds up in the 2nd spot.
Connor Zilic, that bobble was enough for him to reset and think to himself, I need the points. I've got a great lead. I can't give it away.
Coming on the air, when I walked in the booth, I said, who can beat Connor Zilic? Eric Almirola answered the call.
Eric Almirola, big win here. That number 19 car is a part of the Owners' Championship. It advances to the championship round. Connor Zilic finishes second. Third, Justin Allgaier. Corey Day brings his car home fourth. Nick Sanchez rounds out the top 5. Jesse Love ends up finishing 6th. 7th was Ryan Sieg. Taylor Gray finished 8th. Sam Mayer finished 9th. Austin Hill rounded out the top 10. As we pause 10 seconds for station identification, this is PRN, the Performance Racing